Arizona Department of Gaming.
Think you may have a gambling problem? Help is
all right, guys, 10 seconds.
10-question quiz away. Take it today at problemgambling.az.gov because knowing if you might have a problem is the first step toward solving it.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900 and always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. On
guys are hot.
Sports 910.
Hope you're having a good Thursday afternoon. Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B with you here at Twin Peaks in Scottsdale. A lot to get into over the next 3 hours here. And these guys just can't figure out how to use the equipment here at Twin Peaks. We've been using it for 30 years
I like it loud.
now.
Jimmy B doesn't like it loud.
Well, because we can only handle so much of you, Manuch. I like it low like Jimmy B.
Yes.
You just talk so loud.
Jimmy doesn't know what knobs to turn or press or whatever. So I know how to turn knobs. Trust me.
I bet you do. Yeah.
Wow. Look at you. Prevagen's kicking in over here.
They may
Roc.
play good in our sports bar gossip a little bit later with toys that we still have as adults, which we'll get into a little bit later. But hey, some of the top stories today, and it's brought to you today, as it is every day, by the new sports book in the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona, as the Suns are getting back Cam Johnson. Yes, one of their starting forwards. They announced yesterday he's playing in return for tonight's game against the Nets, which is at 8 o'clock. Chris Paul still questionable. But again, Johnson, CJ, he's been sidelined since November. He's had that torn right meniscus. And has missed a bunch of games. Paul, of course, and a bunch of other guys have lost a lot of games. But Kyrie Irving coming into town tonight. It's the start of a 5-game homestand for Phoenix. They've lost 3 in a row, 12 of their last 14, 1-game win in 10, and they're 21-24 as the trade deadline is just weeks away.
Yeah, CP3 officially out for tonight, so he will not play. As you mentioned, Roc losing 15 out of the last 22, 37 games to go. So they're going to have to get on a little bit. Got to get on to Bigfoot. They want to get.
You can make a case that when Cam went down is kind of when the dominoes started.
Sure.
And that's when this kind of spiraled out of control. And unfortunately, DeAndre Ayton didn't step up in his absence as well as all the other injuries. And now you're hearing some pundits throughout the country that are really knocking DeAndre Ayton, and rightfully so. I mean, Jimmy talks about it every day, his inconsistency. How he can't just go in there and just take control of a game.
Well, or just get him the ball. So it's a combination.
But even if you give him the ball, he doesn't really take it to the hoop like he should.
Well, that was a couple games, only took 11 shots. Is that Monty or is that DA? I mean, it's got to be a combination. If I'm Monty,
don't you? But as a player,
first.
But as a player, don't you ask for the ball? Don't you go to the ball? Don't you do what you can to get the ball so you're out there shooting?
If you watch him right, he posts up every time down the court. He's down there in the middle.
No, I watch him all the time.
He's moving around. I think it's got to be a concerted effort for them to get him the ball. At least say, look, we're going to come down. Let's work it inside out and go from there. But Monty starts running the motion offense. You know, if it's on, it's on. And then DA's not the factor. But if it's slow and not hitting, give him the damn ball down low. Let him do his thing.
He only took 11 shots in the Memphis blowout game. That was all. He was 7 of 11. In that game,
way too low.
He should be getting 20 to 25 touches on the low block.
So is that the point guard not getting the proper direction? Is that Monty Williams?
Combination. Yeah.
I mean, just hey, he's touching it every time now. It's like, look, DA, you got it. Go to the rack, do your thing. Left hand, right hand. You got that little jumper. You're strong enough. You're big enough. Guys can't push you around anymore. Like he's put 30 pounds on since he started a few years ago.
I think there's a big part of this fan base who would say, if the deal's right, move him.
Yeah, and
I wouldn't lose any sleep if he got traded.
Depends who
I'm still not over his antics from last year.
I understand.
I still sour with the way he reacted and his issues he's had or whatever it may have been with Monty Williams, and then of course the shouting even this year. It's uncalled for.
It's as if nobody can get in his grill. He gets too defensive. You know, you can't over critique him or he'll get a little defensive. Now, he speaks a good tune when he's talking to the press, but when Monty gets on him, I mean, Mikal Bridges.
Well, he's likable.
Yeah, he is. But Mikal Bridges got in his grill the other night. I loved it. It's like, dude, he was talking to him and he just kind of looked at him like, but I think, hey, look, this is a two-way street. Just feed him the ball, feed him the ball, feed him the ball. Tonight, hell, again, with Cam Johnson coming back, you'll pick up points. But again, KD's not playing. Get the ball down low and just continue to make that an emphasis.
I think you move him. If you can get an all-star back for him, get rid of Dario, get rid of Crowder, Landry, throw him in there, throw a first-round pick. You're done with him. Get you in the playoffs. No one's going to be talking about DeAndre Ayton anymore.
Well, get you at least into the play-in. Right now, they have to win.
When I say play-in's playoffs.
Yeah, but you got to remember, you got to win that play-in.
All right, but it's a playoff.
Yeah, it is technically.
That is a playoff. There's
like,
no other way to look at that. It's a play-in.
It's like
a playoff.
It's like a wild card game used to be in baseball.
Which is playoff. Don't they call it's called wild card playoffs?
But they've not seeded. It's not as if they made the playoffs where they've got a 5-game match against somebody. They got to win it to get in it. That's how I look at that play-in game.
He got a second contract. He's happy. He can't complain about that. Now move his ass. You obviously, Manuch, have a problem with him getting traded. Because you're defending him quite a bit.
Well, no,
which is fine.
I don't have a problem getting traded. I just want to make sure they get the right individual. You talked about
like
all-star.
I said, if they get an all-star return, isn't that fair? Especially if it's a big man.
But if that other team's going to get the 3 or 4 individuals you said, and it works out for them, it's a two-way street. They're not going to give up a superstar all-star just to get these couple of guys in a bag of balls. They want to make sure that, okay, does that guy DA fit us? Does Landry Shamet fit us? Does Sarge fit us? I mean, it's got to work for both teams. And if that all-star can come in and take your team to another level aside from where DA's at, then, yeah, I think it fits. But I think you can just go, well, we got to trade him. He's not doing the job. You better get something pretty damn good in return.
I don't know. What we see of him right now is not somebody I think we want to see on this team in the future. He had an opportunity with all these guys hurt to take over.
He did.
You take over.
Yep.
You're a first-round pick. You are a talent. Get the freaking ball.
And maybe he can't take over unless he has a complimentary around him.
Or maybe he has burned so many bridges on this team.
There you go.
Not Mikal, but just a bunch of guys on this team that Monty Williams has him in the doghouse. He has every right to put him in the doghouse. And maybe Monty and James Jones are sitting there like, let's let this ride out. He's trade eligible now. Trade deadline's coming up. Let's see where we are. For 10 games out, let's move him. Let's see what we can get.
The only thing I can think of is that as time goes on, he's overvalued because if he doesn't have the CP3s and Devin Booker's, the entire arsenal in there, he can't do what they want him to do aside from trying to do it without him. That's the way I see it, unless Monty sees that, says he can't trust him to take over in a game. I don't understand why can't. Now, I don't know if that's a Monty situation or defensive situation or matchup situations. Because I'm like you. Why isn't he taking over? Why isn't he getting it done? Well, it might just be he can't get it done unless he's got the full arsenal around him.
I disagree with that. Let me throw something to you. Right side of the sun. I'm going to give them all the credit here. 8 touches since Devin Booker went on the injured list.
Mm-hmm.
And this is December. Before Brook went down, 29 minutes, 17 points. That's before Booker went down. Since Booker went down, 31 minutes, 18 points. It's the same.
Okay, it is
2 more minutes, 1 more point with Booker out. You are not a superstar if you're not stepping up when Booker's out.
That is correct.
Well, I would agree with that, guys. But he may not be that superstar, but is he a compliment to this offense, to this organization, when everybody is healthy? That's what I'm trying to say.
No, let me stop.
He doesn't even step up then.
No, the point that I also want to reference is what I just said about the Memphis game, that he only got 11 opportunities. He had 11 shots in that game, made 7 of them. They do not get the ball to him. Do you have statistics that back that up?
When Book was here,
yep,
he averages 12.
That's it.
Since Book has been out, he's averaging 15.
Okay.
So he's averaging 3 more with Book out.
But that's not enough.
Of course it's not.
And I agree, guys.
That's my
point. He's only getting to the free throw line 2-3 times.
Yeah. Who's calling?
That's the thing. How's a big guy like that? You look at Giannis, you look at some of these other big men, they're always on the line.
Always at the line.
Always.
Well, and again, is that a Monty thing, or is it truly after 4 years? Is it a DA thing?
1 year in college, I don't know. I've never been a fan of his other than I think he's kind of a good dude. You know, he's a guy that does some fun interviews.
He does.
He's a young kid, and he just, hey, he's a kid. But he's not a guy that can take this team to a championship.
All right, so who are you going to get then if you unload?
I don't have the list of NBA guys, but everything's going to change. Once one or two moves happen, if it's a Kyrie or whoever it may be, then the dominoes will fall.
All right, let me drop this on you then. They're going to play the Nets tonight. Who's the Nets center? Name me the Nets center.
Couldn't tell you.
Is it Lopez?
That's my point.
Yeah, but I'm not. You're a big NBA guy. I'm not.
I know.
So
I
couldn't tell you. I couldn't give you every center on every team.
I understand that.
I would have guessed it eventually.
It doesn't have to be a center, Jim. It could be a power forward.
They can't handle DeAndre Ayton down low. He's legit 7 feet 7'1" and 240. They cannot handle him down low. In tonight's game, even with Cam Johnson back in the lineup, he needs to have 20 to 25 touches in that game for them to be successful.
So, point guard extraordinaire, get him the damn ball.
There you
Monty
go.
directs that, right?
Yes.
Monty directs the plays. Here's our game plan. I don't know why that hasn't been a game plan these last 22 games to get him the ball, at least touch the ball. Maybe he touches the ball 27 times and he gets 22 shots out of those touches.
I'm good with that.
That's directed, I think, from the bench and from whoever the point guard is.
I don't know.
To work that off.
I look at some stats. Just listen to some of these pundits' podcasts lately about it, and then just go back to the other day against Steven Adams. Steven Adams is 7-2 against DeAndre.
Yes,
okay, granted, it's a team effort.
Yes, it is.
But when you talk centers, Steven Adams, Mr. NBA guy like you are, where do you rank him? Do you rank him ahead of DeAndre? No way.
No.
He should school Adams.
He should, but he doesn't. And here is why. Because Adams bodies him up and takes him out of his comfort zone a lot better than most centers do. So, once again, that's an Ayton problem. And it's also a Suns problem
it's a combination.
for not feeding him the ball
I
when
agree.
he does present himself on the low block.
Some other news. We'll get into a lot of football talk today as the Cardinals continue to interview. Some new names have popped up today. We'll get into that a little bit later. ASU hoops will host number 5 UCLA tonight. They're 5th ranked. Yes, they're ranked 5th in the country right now. Down in Tucson, they'll have USC, which Arizona State will host Saturday night. The Trojans will be in town. Last night, the Lopes took care of business, formerly Dixie State.
Yes.
Utah Tech. They beat them barely, 89 to 85, but good win there. And then how about Alex Ovechkin? He's in town. If there's a game you want to watch the Coyotes is when Washington, the Capitals, come in. You get an opportunity to watch one of the best players in hockey of all time as they look for back-to-back wins. They snapped that 9-game losing streak on Tuesday, which was nice to see in that shootout at the end, which was great. But they remain second to last in the Central Division with 33 points. Hey, I want to remind you, the big game viewing party is set. Special guests is Bo Jackson and Doug Flutie. You can watch the game with all three of us as we will be at Talking Stick Resort. We got tons of large TV screens, food and drink specials, and cash. Lots of cash. It'll start with the kickoff progressive jackpot, which will start at $4,000. We have propositions. The way those work, you're not paying for them. We're just pulling your name out when a proposition hits. We pay you $100. You also get a set of squares when you walk in, which are $25 each. Tickets are $25 in advance, $35 at the door. It will sell out. I recommend you go to Ticketmaster.com, get your tickets now. You don't want to miss the big game viewing party at Talking Stick Resort. And if you can't join us there, maybe you live more south, more east, you can visit Bauer, Gross, and Jackson. They'll host the same party, but no cover in the showroom at Casino Arizona. It's all free there, and it's a big game viewing parties at Talking Stick Resort and Casino Arizona. Well, we just spent the whole segment on the Suns, which was on our show sheet to talk about next. I think we'll flip it and go to Cardinals next as we are out here at Twin Peaks in Scottsdale. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Sun Devil men's basketball is better in person. Catch the Sun Devils when they return to Desert Financial Arena to face the nationally ranked UCLA Bruins Thursday, January 19th. and enjoy Kevin Shiflett, the chin balancer, at halftime. The USC Trojans come to Nedwell Court Saturday, January 21st to close out the weekend. Get your tickets today.
Cool, man. Yeah, you want the Monty one, the one that we talked about before?
5812, or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Sun Devil men's basketball, onward to victory.
Cool, man. Sounds good.
The right price, the right selection. It's all now at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Stop by today and see why Wright Toyota continues to be Arizona's top Toyota dealership, located just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Get ready for the nothing but net action of college basketball on AZTV Channel 7. Every Monday and Saturday, we take you courtside for both men's and women's college hoops. AZTV Channel 7. Check out the schedule at aztv.com.
Tickets are on sale for the big game viewing event at Talking Stick Resort. This is the biggest year ever as Fox Sports 910's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B will host the big game in the Salt River Grand Ballroom. Tickets can be purchased only at Ticketmaster.com. Watch the big game with all your friends on the large TV screens. Take advantage of the food and drink specials. Win cash just for watching the game with their free $25 quarter squares, the free $100 propositions, and the big one, the kickoff progressive jackpot starting at $4,000, all of which will be given out. If that wasn't enough, special guests Bo Jackson and Doug Flutie. Tickets are $25 in advance and $35 at the door. Space is limited. Get your tickets now before they are all gone at Ticketmaster.com. It doesn't get any bigger than this. The big game viewing party at Talking Stick Resort. $25 tickets in advance, $35 at the door. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
Hey, this is Peter Schrager from the NFL Network's morning show, Good Morning Football. You've also seen me on NFL Sidelines and in studio for Fox Sports on Sunday. Well, I've got a new podcast with iHeart in the NFL, and we're calling it The Season with Peter Schrager. In each episode of this season, I'm going to empty my proverbial notebook and take you inside and behind the scenes on the conversations that happen at the highest levels of NFL franchises. Listen to The Season with Peter Schrager on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast.
Have you ever noticed that when the afternoon light hits your floors, you can see everything, including dust?
So much dust.
And that floor dust gets kicked up into the air, compromising the quality of air you and your family breathe. Swiffer Heavy Duty Sweeper is the fast and easy way to clean your floors with ultra-thick pads that trap and lock dust before it gets in the air. Just a couple minutes a day,
And dust is gone.
Swiffer Heavy Duty Sweeper. Proud partner of the American Lung Association.
The Drive with Jody Ayler, now in mornings, tomorrow from 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910.
We're going to institute a thorough and exhaustive scouting process. We are going to turn over every stone to find the right players for this team. We are not just collecting talent, we're going to build a team. We're going to look for the right type of players.
Guys are hot.
Ego will not be tolerated in this organization.
That's a new general manager of the Arizona Cardinals, Monty Ossenfort. And it's interesting that the Titans have hired the director of player personnel, Rand Carthon, as their new general manager. Why wasn't he elevated to that general manager
Good
position?
question. Yep.
And then you hear that Ian Cunningham, who's the Bears assistant GM, was the Cardinals' first choice, and he turned it down. And Ossenfort is and was not their first round pick, so to speak, as their general manager. Well, the general manager is just a guy that does picks and does trades. Not a big deal.
Well, I think what we found out, one of his fortes was, at least in New England, he was very good at finding the talent in the lower rounds or the free agents that could supplement or help out the Patriots. Same thing. We'll catch up with Dave McGinnis, former Cardinals head coach, here at 2:30. Find out now the Ravens color analyst, his thoughts about what were the strengths of a Monty.
He's with the Ravens now?
I'm sorry, Ravens with the Titans.
I didn't see that.
Everybody's moving.
I mean,
a lot of movement in the NFL today. But I think, that the one thing that we had John Sapichetti on from Boston today, he was very good in reference to the lower picks, finding the talent, that group finding the talent. Because he said once Bill Belichick took over the last 5 years, things started to go down, but they relied on him for a lot of free agents, a lot of lower picks. and a lot of areas to kind of fill the gaps for the Patriots. And I'm sure with the Titans situation, there was a lot of that too. So
can't you make a case, not a very strong one, but a minor case, that Steve Keim missed on the big ones but did all right on the little ones?
That's
lower
fair.
picks.
That's fair.
He was finding guys out of like Fordham.
Yeah.
And
Murray State
small schools.
Yes.
Which I applaud, and I think he missed on the Robert Kimdichie,
Yes.
and those type of deals.
Andy Isabella,
and Jonathan Cooper. He missed on those.
Yeah.
But then you give him credit for the DJ Humphries picks and some of these other ones. But to your point, you're talking about Monty and the fact that he's got this reputation of finding these guys. But I heard the interview with Sapichetti.
Yeah.
He's not doing the draft. He wasn't doing the draft. At the end of the day, it's Belichick. And Belichick,
That's what I
know
said.
damn well, he knew who those guys were in those low picks too.
But he had a lot of misses. Belichick had a lot of misses too. And you look at
but Belichick also is known for getting those guys that are basically on their last year or two and getting more out of them.
I think what probably enamored Michael Bidwell is probably looking at the organization as a whole and having that blueprint, that model, which is in the back of Monty Austin-Ford's head in reference to bringing that, the discipline, football guys, football junkies. It's football that come into that building that are dialed in. That's what I heard, quite frankly, and I've read, quite frankly, on this guy. Same with Tennessee. Kind of guys that they've gone after, that player personnel directors want in that building are guys that are totally dialed in and day out, and finding those guys. So it might not necessarily be the best guy out there, but the best guy that's bought in to the way of life, whether it was in New England or whether it was in Tennessee.
But am I overthinking it? That why didn't the Titans hire him?
I don't think you're overthinking.
I don't think it's a good point, Rock. I think it's good. Well, why didn't they just elevate him?
That's something we'll ask Coach McGinnis, who works there.
Yeah, and it might be that if he was still in line, or they like this guy better than that guy, or whatever it was. I'm sure Michael probably picked up on it and said, "Hey, look, if you don't go there, we could use you here." I just wonder what the marching orders are going to be from Michael, and I hope that he just has Michael that he kind of I would hope Michael Bidwell just lets him do his job. Get out of the way, let him do his job. Let me go pick my guys. Let me go work this draft. Let's work out what we have or what we don't have.
I don't know how you can do that for someone who's never been a general manager before. He hasn't earned the right to be able to pick anybody he wants.
Well, it sounds as if he's got the experience, Rock, at 44.
But he wasn't even an assistant general manager.
Well, if he convinced Michael Bidwell that he can, that's the ultimate thing right there. Now,
I could sell you this coffee cup right now. Doesn't mean that because I sell you this coffee cup, I should have the keys to this restaurant.
Here's what I've been saying.
Right?
Here's what I've been saying.
Let's be honest.
Here's what I would say. If Michael Bidwell trusts this guy or believes in this guy so much, and Michael Bidwell should probably go join Cliff Kingsbury over in Thailand on the beach and go hang out and let these guys do their job. But Michael meddles, Rocky meddles in everything. So if this guy comes in with the big stick and is new sheriff in town and allows Michael to meddle here, there, and there, then again, we'll be right back where we started the last 25 years, or how many years they've been here since 1998, with not getting a team and allowing guys to do their job to get this team to a new level on a consistent basis, year in and year out, to vie for an NFC West. I hate to say same old.
I've forgotten the guy that was the general manager. Was his last name Richardson with the Tennessee Titans? They fired him mid-season. And I'm just curious if Ossenfort was one of his guys.
Could be.
Okay. And then Ossenfort saw the writing on the wall and thought, I better snoop around a little bit. And then he hit the home run coming to the Arizona Cardinals.
Or made his name available for a headhunter.
Yes, he did.
To put his name out there to say, look.
Exactly.
Yeah, they had some issues with the coach there.
They did.
There were some off-field issues in Tennessee.
There was friction, yes.
That wasn't handled properly. And that could have been one of the scenarios. They said, hey, Monty, we would highly recommend that maybe you look around. I mean, that's because those headhunters talk to everybody.
They do.
And general managers and head coaches or offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators, out of season and season, have always got their feelers out. Okay, what's the better situation for me? And we'll see. He talks a good game. So let's see if he can relay what happened in New England or Tennessee. The successful side can bring that to Arizona.
Leftwich is out in Tampa. That happened this morning. Surprised a lot of Steelers fans are not happy with this, that Matt Canada is returning as the OC.
Yep.
A lot of people are pissed about that.
Are you kidding me?
Yep. They gave him an extension.
That's just not right. Yeah, Steeler fans will not be happy.
So many people thought he was going to get let go.
How did he? I've watched several of their games this year. How did he not get let go?
I do. As Browns fans, I think they're going to like Jim Schwartz as their new DC.
I
think
agree with that.
is a good hire. Got some changes there in L.A. with the Rams.
What
They're
about
making some
Baltimore
changes.
and Roman, their OC?
He's
out.
He's another guy. Dominoes are falling with the OCs.
And I know that Sean Jefferson, former receiver coach, that Carl interviewing with the Patriots.
Yep.
He could be on the run as far as interviews for offensive
Josh
coordinators.
Boyer was just fired by the Dolphins, their defensive coordinator.
Wow.
I mean, the list just goes on and on and on when it comes to OCs and DCs.
What have you done for me lately, like the last game?
It's good to see that the Cardinals did not make the cut to have to go play overseas. Bills, Titans, Jags, Chiefs, and Patriots will each host international games during the upcoming season.
They did play in Mexico City, though, this past season.
Yeah.
Jags don't they have a home over there in Europe? Just the second home.
They've been trying to push that as to hit that fan base, make some money off that.
Well, now
makes sense.
Now the fan base, though, now that they have a winning team, that may change because they're going to start packing that stadium.
Well, no matter what.
Hey, Ben, can we squeeze in real quick the play of the night? I know it's basketball. I know we're talking football, but I want to make sure we get it in before we catch up with Michael Bankston. Can we knock that out right now? Because this is last night. We're talking about Memphis and Steve Adams. Mm-hmm. Here he is as the Grizzlies, one of the hottest teams in the NBA, got their 11th win. Here is our Valley Chevy dealers play of the night.
With a head of speed coming down.
Grizzlies down one. Morant attacks. Haynes. Bank. No. Tip by Adams is in with 16.6, and the Grizzlies have the lead. No timeout for Cleveland.
Now here the Grizzlies want to play tough defense. You know what you want to do on this screen and roll.
Grizzlies do have a foul to give. Allen comes to set the screen. Garland. Harris for 3 seconds. Garland, 2 seconds. A 3. It's blocked by Brooks. Andrew, Nail, Buffin. This baby is over.
I said we needed one defensive play.
Dylan Brooks, block of the game, and they win 115-114 over the Cavs. They have won 11, and that was Brooks' block to win. Credit Valley Sports, and that is the play of the night brought to you by your Valley Chevy dealers. Your Valley Chevy dealers serving the Valley for over 80 years. Find new roads at your Chevy dealer. Head to valleychevy.com. We're out here at Twin Peaks in Scottsdale. Don't forget, you can always register for our giveaway, which is a customized grill for your backyard, or if you need to re-gift it, all you got to do is text Peaks to 55678. That's Peaks to 55678. We'll catch up with former Cardinal Michael Bankston. We'll get his thoughts on the new general manager hire and the type of coach he would like to see hired. That's Michael Bankston next as we continue on. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here on Fox Sports 910.
Behold, here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
It's a busy night tonight. The Coyotes are hosting the Capitals. The Suns get Camp.
I'm not sure why you guys couldn't hear me. You can hear me now, right?
Against USC. And UCLA takes on ASU.
Could you hear the last segment?
Cardinals have scheduled a head coaching interview.
Interesting.
Coordinator Aaron.
Sorry about that.
Also on the schedule.
Maybe I just got to talk louder. I don't like to talk too loud in you guys' ear, so my bad.
CBS Sports says.
Well, I'll speak louder.
Sean Jefferson is talking to the Patriots about their open offensive coordinator position. I'm Dan Gutowski on Fox Sports 910. Available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Have you been charged with a crime you didn't commit? It happens more than you think. When your liberty is on the line, you need an experienced attorney that will aggressively fight for you. Lerner and Rowe Law Group handles DUI and all other criminal charges. And with our affordable payment plans, it's easier than you think to get the defense you need. If the police made a mistake, call Lerner and Rowe today. We're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to take your call.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Are you looking to get into the best shape of your life or looking to offer your son or daughter the best training in Arizona? Then listen up. Dan Manucci for the new Cocoa 5 Performance Center at Bell Bank Park in Mesa. The state-of-the-art performance center is a 25,000 square foot facility and is home to sports performance for teams, individuals, combine prep, and professional athletes. And now the new home where I coach my quarterback. 80 yards of indoor turf and track along with an outside turf workout area, plus tons of squat and bench stations along with world-class training equipment. And they have the best team of coaches in the Southwest led by Olympic gold medal winner Dan O'Brien. If you or your son or daughter are ready to take the next step by gaining more speed, agility, power, and flexibility, then you need to check out the Cocoa 5 Performance Center at Bell Bank Park. Sign up by calling 480-572-0647, and one of their team members will create an individualized program specific to your needs. That's 480-572-0647 or online at legacyperformanceaz.com. For limited time, if you mention me, Dan Manucci, they'll give you your first session on me. That's legacyperformanceaz.com.
The football postseason is here, and you can still win Twin Peaks Man cards just by playing Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's weekly Fan Pick'em contest. Head to fanpick'em.com and get in your weekly picks for your chance at weekly man cards, thanks to Twin Peaks, Coors Light, and Blue Moon. Don't forget to stop by one of the 4 Valley Twin Peaks locations to watch all the playoff action.
You got advanced prostate cancer, but you're not waiting around. You want straight talk to facts about Orgovix.
Orgovix Relugolix 120 milligram prescription tablets is a treatment for adults with advanced prostate cancer. Fact: Orgovix is a different kind of androgen deprivation therapy treatment, a pill, not an injection. Orgovix may cause serious side effects, including a heart condition called QT prolongation. Tell your doctor right away if you feel dizzy, faint, have a racing or pounding heart, or chest pain. Orgovix can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during treatment and for 2 weeks after Orgovix treatment. The most common side effects include hot flushes, increased blood sugar and blood fat levels, muscle and joint pain, decreased blood hemoglobin levels, increased liver enzymes, tiredness, constipation, and diarrhea. Other side effects include weight gain, decreased sex drive, and erectile function problems. Orgovix may cause infertility. Talk to your doctor if infertility is a concern for you.
Go with Orgovix. Ask your doctor. For more facts, visit gowiththefacts.com.
They say good things come to those who wait. The Mercedes-Benz SUV family proves otherwise. It takes no time at all to set up a test drive at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer. Learn more at nbusa.com.
Michael Bankston. He's a proud Sam Houston State alum who played 9 seasons in the NFL for the Bengals and Cardinals.
And number 63 rolling down the sideline. Michael Bankston, he dropped it and into the end zone.
Michael Bankston just picking that ball up and rambling.
Ranked number 62 on the Arizona Republic's top 100 all-time Cardinal players. A great follow on Twitter at Big Bank 90. Michael Bankston. Now on Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910 on FM at 99.9 HD2.
You can take that to the bank.
Michael Bankston.
We're going to institute a thorough and exhaustive scouting process. We are going to turn over every stone to find the right players for this team. We are not just collecting talent. We're going to build a team. We're going to look for the right type of players.
All right, you guys are hot.
Will not be tolerated in this organization.
That's General Manager for the Cardinals, Monty Ossenfort, who was hired earlier this week, as we all know. Joining us down the right Toyota guest sign is Michael Bankston. Banks, Roc, Manuch, and Jimmy B. How you doing, buddy? Doing all right?
Yeah, I'm blessed, man. How you guys are doing?
So, did you change your Twitter handle from Big Bank 90 to Little Bank 90? Because you've lost a lot of weight from all the social media stuff I'm seeing out there, man. Little Bank.
No, it's leading up to the Super Bowl, get an opportunity to go up there and do a lot of events with the Super Bowl host committee. So that's been going pretty well. That's what I did this morning with End Student Hunger with Gen Youth and PepsiCo Foundation and Quaker Oats and Frito-Lay. So it was a pretty good event.
And on top of that, Banks, we got a big event going on February 11th. That's Saturday morning over at Seton High School, correct, Amundo?
Yes. We got a meeting this afternoon just to discuss some of the particulars, and Manuch, I'll let you know. But you'll be a great addition that you've been doing.
For what? What could he possibly add to your event? Honestly,
Rock, no. Rock, listen. He got Brock Purdy under his belt. I mean, the guy is
one guy.
Tyler Shuck, Bryce Perkins, Chubba Purdy, Ty Thompson.
Yeah.
Man, you are just making his head and nose get bigger than it already is.
He's stating facts.
Come on, Banks. I'm gonna start calling. Oh man,
Give him a clipboard, Banks. Yeah, feel comfortable.
I'll send a check. I'll send a check tonight, there, big fella.
Hey, on a serious note, Banks, what's your initial thoughts on the new general manager?
I don't know a lot about him. When they first made the announcement, I didn't look in his history or background, so I didn't know. All I know, he was a Tennessee Titan executive, and that was the end of it. Now I heard the little clip you ran, and that was basically geared to Kyler Murray. We're not going to let any Madonnas and not let one guy, one bad apple spoil the rest of the group. And I think that's what happened last year and some of the years. But just like that guy was saying, I mean, we created a monster because he was given all this leeway and wasn't pulling back the reins. We just need general manager and a head coach to come in here to really tighten up the ship, get back to the fundamentals, play some football, and stop worrying about the outside interference and make sure the whole team is solid and where we can get back to the playoffs. That's the only way we're going to do it. We got so many key missing pieces, free agents and everything else that we got to pull together to make sure we got the right pieces to have a great team. Because this 4-13 season cannot happen again.
Well, and he talked about the evaluation that every stone would not be unturned. You look here, you look out there, and you look at those free agents, 28 unrestricted and plus 30 on top of that. I mean, where do you start, Banks? How would you start to see who you keep and who you don't keep and who you sign? Is the core nucleus good enough to take this team, or do you have to start from scratch?
And you know what? He's going to have to, just because of the number of people that each team, the 55-man roster now, since the new CBA, he's going to have to actually build within. You don't have a choice. You can't go up and go with zero and then build a team. You're going to have to use what you have. But do your negotiation. That's what's going to be huge on his part. Hey, how can he manipulate the numbers to make it work to keep the guys that he needs to keep here, and then search for those guys in the free agent market and then in the draft moving forward. That's a lot of move pieces with 28 unrestricted, another 30 on there restricted free agents. It's just a lot for him to maneuver. Some people are going to have to swallow their pride in order for them to just to be here and be on the team and make sure we have enough core people in here to make sure the team is going to be beneficial in the near future. But again, you can't start from zero. We all know that. We can't go in there like Deion Sanders and say, I want all y'all to get in the portal. We can't do that.
Yeah, that is right, Banks. You got that one right. Look, I'm real curious for you. You referenced the 28 unrestricted free agents. He knew all of the issues when he took this job, meeting Asen for it. And maybe some other people backed away from it because they saw how difficult this job would be. In your estimation, does he get big-time props for accepting what looks like an unimaginable problem in order to fix?
Well, I mean, if you are in that position of money, in that position to say, you know what, if I can turn this team around, and you know what that means. Even if they go 8-9, that's still to them coming from 4-13 is a winning season. If he can start building, get those pieces to the puzzle to where he's heading in the right direction, he's done his job. I know it's a huge task that he has to undertake. I'm sure that with Michael hiring him, I'm sure Michael said, I got your back. You do what you need to do. Work on these numbers. Work on the players we need to keep. Make sure we stay within the CBA guidelines, and then we're good to go. I don't know if we're going to trade some of the key people so we can reduce some of the salary and also bring in some other players due to that. I heard D Hobbs might be trading. That's probably the biggest trade value right now. And hopefully that will do well for them, but I don't know. I think D Hop, if he comes in the season, he's a valuable player. If he's happy, he'll do well for the season. We just need to put the
3 minutes
pieces around him so we can be successful. But again, we got a lot of work because it's not just on the offensive side of the ball; it's on the defensive side as well.
What kind of coach you want to see? You want to see experienced head coach, defensive guy, offensive guy? Does it matter? What do you feel looking at this team right now, aside from Kyler Murray being right there in the middle of that circle?
I would go with a strong offensive coach. Somebody who's not going to put up with a lot of stuff, that he can get his troops in line and get the X's O's done and get done what he wants. Because it starts with the head coach making sure what he calls, what he wants on the field is happening. You can't go and deter from that. And in order to win, because we need all 11 executing at the same time. With that being said, I always say that when you get your offensive coach, offensive head coach, he needs to get a valuable defensive
2 minutes
coordinator that he can trust, that he's going to be able to stop and get him off the field, get some turnovers, and all those wonderful things. I think a lot of times they hire their buddies. They don't hire who they need to do to be successful. Hopefully, the new coach coming in and hire, if he is offensive coach, he hires somebody like, well, we know some of the defenses are playing real well right now. A Cowboy defensive coordinator. I don't know if we can steal him, but we got 49ers. We have some other ones that are playing some phenomenal defense out there, the Buffalo Bills, and maybe that's the opportunity for them just to move them over and they do well. Or you find a linebacker coach that's up and coming that has been in one of those defenses, or a secondary coach as well, to be able to bring them into the defensive coordinator role. But anyway it goes, he has to bring somebody that can have a solid defense and be in the top 10 and not in the bottom 10.
Thanks. As always, thanks for making some time for us, and always a big thank you for what you do in the community, man. Appreciate it, buddy.
No problem. You guys keep up the good work. We got Super Bowl. We ain't got much time together, and we got about 24 days, and then this season's over. So I'll be shedding a tear after February 12th.
That's Big Banks and Michael Bankston joining us here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Always appreciate him joining us. Hey, the Cal-Am Resort's second annual Legacy Classic is back this weekend at Bellbank Park. It's the first leg of the Legacy Tournament Series. Make sure you register today. For more information, go to legacysportsusa.com/pickleball. Well, coming up, our Chevy random fact today, plus get your popcorn ready. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910, live from Twin Peaks Scottsdale, thanks to Coors Light and Blue Moon.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers. Or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider, locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
Major League Pickleball is coming to Bellbank Park January 26th through 29th. This pro event will feature professional pickleball teams owned by celebrities who will be in attendance. Come check out the action. Spectator tickets are available at bellbankpark.com/events.
Make the right choice, Right Toyota in North Scottsdale. There are so many dealers to choose from, but there's only one that truly cares about the people here in Arizona. Right Toyota is family owned. They are not some huge corporation led by a bunch of bean counters that are all just just concerned with the bottom line. The family at Wright Toyota invests in the community and local charities. Proceeds from every car sold goes directly back to the people in need. Wright Toyota is even dog-friendly. If you just want to shop from home, log on to WrightToyota.com for their full inventory of new and pre-owned vehicles. That's right, the right place, the right selection, the right people. Wright Toyota on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale and online at WrightToyota.com.
Well, you won't go wrong. I wouldn't have gone wrong. At Wright Toyota. Well, you won't go wrong. I wouldn't have gone wrong. At Wright Toyota. Well, you won't go wrong. I wouldn't have gone wrong.
Bo knows where to watch the big game. Talking Stick Resort. Join Fox Sports 910's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B as they host the big game viewing party with special guests Bo Jackson and Doug Flutie. Get your tickets now, just $25 at Ticketmaster.com. It's the big game viewing party at Talking Stick Resort.
What's all the huss about?
What's all the huss about? Jeff and Leah Huss on Scottsdale Blonde.
Scottsdale Blonde is a local favorite in all of your neighborhood watering holes. It's an Arizona staple.
It is a beer that is perfect for the Arizona weather.
You can drink it anywhere.
You can find Scottsdale Blonde at your local grocery store, retailers, and your favorite local beer shop. And as always, at findhousebeer.com.
Scottsdale Blonde. Hashtag bring the blonde because it's an Arizona thing. That's what the huss is about.
Wendy's knows cold and soggy fries are the worst.
So soggy.
That's why we're serving up hot and crispy fries all day, every day.
And all night until close.
With natural cut potatoes, sea salted to perfection.
Show me that potato skin.
Wendy's hot and crispy aren't like other fries. We're your dream fry. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's hot and crispy fries.
Guaranteed to be hot and crispy. If yours aren't, bring them back and we'll replace them.
More sports, more Jody. The Drive with Jody Ayler. Now in mornings 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910.
I couldn't be more elated to be here. My family, you know, they've been by my side through everything this past year. Couldn't say enough for Drew. I've given him a hard time, you know, every now and then. But I couldn't be more happier. I want to thank Jerry Jones for giving me the opportunity to be here. Another opportunity to play football. That's what I want to do. My main focus this year is just to win ball games, as it always have been, and win a championship. So all I can say is I'm looking forward to the upcoming season.
All right, guys, you're hot.
Get your popcorn ready because it's going to be a show.
That's right. Get your popcorn ready. It's going to be a show. That happened on this day back in, it's National Popcorn Day. That's where I was going with that. But that happened back in March of 2006.
Right.
So that goes way back when T.O. signed that 3-year contract with the Dallas Cowboys, which was a guaranteed $10 million up front. As we do our On This Day report. As we continue, the 88-game winning streak was snapped by Notre Dame. That winning streak was held by UCLA back in 1974. 88 games. Did you call any UCLA games?
I did.
I bet you did.
I did.
In the early 70s?
I did. And also, it was broken when John Shoemate hit the winning shot to defeat them.
Okay.
The Shoe
Who's
was the guy?
that?
Was the
John Shoemate played
former
the NBA.
Phoenix Sun. He was the Suns for a minute. He helps out
Shoemaker?
the Suns.
Shoemate.
Oh, Shoemate.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I think it said
yes.
Shoemaker. I'm like,
no.
who's Shoemaker?
No, you're
like,
thinking of Billy
racing.
Shoemaker, the horse rider.
Yes. Okay. Or the racer. I was thinking of actually NR. What's NASCAR? Not NASCAR. Out of Firebird Raceway. What is that?
That's the
NRA.
Yeah.
NRA.
No. And National Hot Rod Association. NHRA.
Too many acronyms. Yeah.
NHRA.
Boy,
leave it to your boy. I'll cover
The Camping World never mind. NHRA. We got it. No one cares. Michael Jordan on this day in 2000 led the Bulls to, of course, 6 NBA championships as a player. Returns to the NBA, but this time as a Washington Wizard part owner and president of basketball operations.
Disaster.
Yeah, you wonder why. I can see the part owner. I get that. But why come back? Was he 40, 41?
He drafted Kwame Brown.
How would you know, though? All right, Kwame Brown is one of those Ryan Leaf type picks, right?
Yes, he is.
But you didn't know at the time.
I'm well aware of that.
That was truly a bust.
Hey, he passed the eye test big time when you looked at it.
Yeah, he did. He totally did.
He passed the eye test. You're like, wow.
Come on, give the guy a break.
All right, I will.
Yeah. He moved in cement is where he moved.
2002, the Tuck Rule game.
Oh, yeah.
Heads up, Raider fans.
The AFC divisional playoff game. With under 2 minutes to play, Patriots trail the Raiders 13-10. They're driving in a snowstorm when Tom Brady fumbled, which was ruled an incomplete pass. Patriots go on to win by a field goal in overtime.
To this day, it's a fumble. It's a fumble. I think even Brady admits, even to this day,
there's
a fumble.
Some video out there. Saying
that was John Gruden's time to win that game and move on to the Super Bowl after that one.
Shocker on this day in 2003, Lance Armstrong amidst the doping in all 7 of his Tour de France victories.
Would have never figured that out.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know.
I interviewed him probably 5 different times.
Before 60 Minutes?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And
exclusive, Jimmy.
No, it was in.
We're just kidding, Jimmy.
No. Sometimes it was in a.
How do you call
conference? And then what? I've done criteriums before.
How do you call that? Where are you cruising around in the back of a motorcycle?
That's not.
How do you call that? Walk us through that.
When I did it in Baltimore, they had me at the finish line with a couple of former cyclists who were working as my commentators as well.
You guys are all about the same size, right?
Absolutely.
You guys are all like jockey size.
Yeah, that's it.
Little guys, little fellas.
It's not that bad.
Come on, Jimmy, take me to the finish line.
How many monitors?
You put 3 on a motorcycle.
How many monitors did you guys have watching the course?
We probably had about 6 different monitors in front of us. Okay?
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, and it was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed it. I know that cycling is not for everybody,
but it is for some.
But it is for some, and I did it in Baltimore. And I did it in Boise, Idaho as well. So I did 2 criteria.
I went down that road for a little while. This is a long time ago. I was dating a girl who owned a spin and yoga place. You know who it is.
Yes, I do.
But that's 15 years ago,
Long
16
time
years
ago,
whatever. Before the back surgery.
And did she cause the back surgery?
I think there's too much spinning and yoga going on.
So she got me into cycling. Got myself a Trek.
Yep.
Had my own Ohio University outfit.
Wow.
Which I still have, which
doesn't fit.
You could probably get in it now. And no, I couldn't get in. But I'll be honest with you, one of the reasons why I stopped doing it was I live up in North Scottsdale, and there are a lot of places to ride, but you were hearing too many people get clipped.
Yes.
Cars clipping these guys. And I still driving around Scottsdale and Glendale, no matter where, you see these cyclists that think they own the road, and they're riding on areas that don't have the cycle path, right? The bike path.
That's true.
It's just dangerous, man. You just got to be careful.
And your foot getting stuck in the pedal because you can't get it out of the pedal.
because you get to a stop sign, right, or a light, and you click and you don't click, and then bam, you fall on your ass. I used to do that all the time. You ruin a $1,000 bike, with one fall.
He shows up at the show. He's got this big old strawberry on his shoulder. What the hell did that come from? Got my damn foot stuck in the pedal.
It wouldn't come out. It's like, damn.
I didn't know that you were. It was dialed in. You couldn't get it out.
Hey, real quick, 8 years ago, 2015, Tiger Woods lost one of his front teeth.
Yes.
When a guy accidentally hit him in the face with a camera while he was trying to get to the winner's podium to see his girlfriend, then Lindsey Vonn, win the World Cup skiing title. So, hey, our random fact of the day is brought to you by Chevy. Roughly, this is amazing to me, roughly 1 in 3 American adults have a criminal record.
Really?
I just don't know what a criminal record, would that include like a speeding ticket?
That's what I was going to ask. Is that a speeding ticket or parking ticket?
Well,
you got a few.
Citation. I can see some, but it's criminal.
Right, but it's, criminal. Is it a criminal citation?
You got citation. Criminal record, you did something egregiously to break the law. Now, speeding is a citation. Okay, that's pretty much it. Unless you got 150 in a 55-mile zone, becomes a criminal case.
15 miles over, right?
I think
is that what it is?
No, it's probably more than that. They give you a little leeway. But I mean,
depends on the cop.
If you turned 18 and it was removed, I guess, at one time, they expunged that,
That's amazing.
Contributing delinquency to a minor and then have it removed when you turn 21.
Wow.
Hey, if you are shopping for a mortgage this weekend, big banks, as you know, can be a big hassle. Call GC Global Capital. They're a licensed and bonded mortgage broker here in the state of Arizona. Work with a local team of mortgage experts for lower rates, lower fees, more options, and much faster closings. As rates are going down again, you got to check it out. You can get in before the frenzy starts all over. Call the pros at GC Global Capital. The phone number, 480-397-9300. Values have come down on houses over 10%, so it's a great time to buy. And you can find out in less than 10 minutes what you're approved for. So call GC Global Capital now, 480-397-9300. Your local mortgage professionals, Global Capital, 480-397-9300. Coming up, right out of the gate, we'll catch up with former ASU standout, Cowboy quarterback and punter, Danny White. We'll go to Nashville. We'll catch up with former head coach, Titans radio analyst Dave McGinnis, and a chance to win a Twin Peaks man card as we're live from the Twin Peaks in Scottsdale, thanks to Coors Light and Blue Moon. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B and Jax. We got Ben at the iHeartRadio studios. Got you covered. Got 2 more hours to go. This is Fox Sports 910.
Make plans for the big one Sunday, February 12th at either the Showroom in Casino, Arizona or the Ballroom in Talking Stick Resort. Win cash just for watching the big game, as this year marks Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B as the 22nd consecutive season. Doors open at 2. First come, first serve. Just be 21 or older. It's the big game viewing parties with tons of cash and giveaways. See you on February 12th at either Casino, Arizona or Talking Stick Resort.
Sun Devil men's basketball is better in person. Catch the Sun Devils when they return to Desert Financial Arena to face the nationally ranked UCLA Bruins Thursday, January 19th. And enjoy Kevin Shiflett, the chin balancer, at halftime. The USC Trojans come to Nedwell Court Saturday, January 21st to close out the weekend. Get your tickets today by calling 480-965-5812 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Sun Devil men's basketball, onward to victory.
No one has the same taste as you.
You damn right.
From the music you love to the podcasts you can't live without, and only the iHeartRadio app has it all for free. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
iHeartRadio.
Hey, this is Peter Schrager from the NFL Network's morning show, Good Morning Football. You've also seen me on NFL Sidelines and in studio for Fox Sports on Sunday. Well, I've got a new podcast with iHeart in the NFL, and we're calling it The Season with Peter Schrager. In each episode of this season, I'm going to empty my proverbial notebook and take you inside and behind the scenes on the conversations that happen at the highest levels of NFL franchises. Listen to The Season with Peter Schrager on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast.
I'm Byron Brown, the anti-lawyer lawyer. When it comes to your personal injury case, I'm straight to the point. I'll answer your call, no BS.
Byron Brown, the anti-lawyer lawyer. Call 1-800-ANTI-LAWYER.
I never write reviews, but Navage is so amazing, I had to leave one. Nothing's ever cleared out my sinuses as well. I'm blown away by how Navage works. That's a review from Carrie, and it's one of over 100,000 online testimonials praising Navage. I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I've talked about flushing out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, how Navage's powered suction can help you breathe better, and how your nose is the body's air filter, and Navage will clean it out. But don't take my word for it. What do people like Chad say, who wrote, Navage has helped clear out my nasal passages every single night. My wife says my snoring has gone way down. Snorefest be gone, unquote. Navage is the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million customers to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart,
Hey, Manuch.
Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and online.
I forget. Do we want to use the cowboy thing or just the regular open?
Healthy life.
Joe.
Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900 and always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
Great example. It's not where you start. It's where you finish in this, and he's off to a great start. Super productive.
Guys are hot 5 seconds.
He plays the game, so he's added a lot of playmaking to the quarterback position for him.
Dallas Cowboy head coach Mike McCarthy talking about San Francisco 49er rookie Brock Purdy as they get ready for this weekend's playoff game. Danny White, former great Cowboy quarterback, also part of the Cowboys national radio team, and he joins us now here on Fox Sports 910 with Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B. Danny, Rock, how you doing, buddy? What's happening?
Hey, everything's good. Cowboys are rolling. 49ers are rolling. What could be better? Right towards each other.
And the rivalry between the Cowboys and the 49ers has gone on for so long. I believe this is the ninth time that these teams have faced each other in the playoffs. You've been part of those teams. Outside of the 49ers, who would be the second rival to you guys?
What would be the second level?
Second rivalry. If 49ers is such a big rivalry, who would be up there with the 49ers?
You know what? You're breaking up really bad. I got a bad connection here.
All right, we're gonna reset. We're gonna call you back.
I'm hearing you.
Ben, why don't we call him back and see if we can reset? We'll get that going as Danny White's joining us. I mean, rivalries. This is a big one. Sure, as 9 times. These guys are going to go at it. And we could talk about the Roger Staubach days when he played. Yep. And then with Joe Montana.
You can go to Charles Haley, who played for the 49ers and then went to Dallas. Deion Sanders played for the 49ers, went to Dallas. I mean,
there's so much there.
You talk about going back to, was it 71, 72, and Roger came in for Craig Moore and Roger Staubach, and they were down, and at the old Candlestick when they had turf. Roger throws for 171 yards in the second half with that touchdown pass. I think it was Parks in the back of the end zone. That's where it all kind of started. And then the genre started with Joe Montana hitting Dwight Clark in the back of the end zone. So the ups and downs.
Steve Young and Troy Aikman. Michael Irvin.
And then Kenny Norton played for both teams.
He did.
As well, too. Just the crossovers.
But this rivalry's been somewhat dormant because those teams have not been that good. Now they are again. And Danny White, we're going to try him again, see if we can get him here. Danny, we got you?
Yeah, I'm here.
So just your thoughts on the rivalry between the 49ers and and your Cowboys, because you were part of it.
Well, I was part of it for one game, and that's what that seems to be the thing that's fueling this so-called rivalry. I think the Cowboys have a lot bigger rivalries with other teams, especially teams in their division. But outside of the division, the 49ers has been a great rivalry. But not any more so than anybody else. I really don't think so outside of that one play. But I mean, right now, they're probably the two teams based on last week. Don't go back 2 weeks or you get into a whole different category of Dallas Cowboys play. But based on the last week's games, these two teams are probably playing as well as any teams left in the playoffs. And it's going to be fun to watch them square off.
And Danny, I will bring up the Dak Prescott game 2 weeks ago, as you mentioned. Let's just move it forward to watch what he did the other night against Tampa Bay. Where has his growth come from, and what do you have to be careful of that he doesn't fall back into? Because he was all over the other night. He looked like he went to another level. So what has to sustain him to stay at that level?
Well, it's interesting he probably played his worst game 2 weeks ago and maybe his best game. In fact, I texted him and told him I thought it was the best game I've ever seen him play last week. So how do you go from your worst to your best in 1 week. Well, it's a team sport, and no player is affected by all of that synergy and all of the energy that's coming from all your teammates, your fans, your coaches, than the quarterback. The quarterback's the one guy that takes all that in and is affected by it. And if you don't have linemen doing their job, if you don't have receivers getting separation, giving you a good clean target to throw to, if you don't have running backs running hard with the ball and protecting you, the quarterback can't do his job. So I'm not going to put all that on Dak. I don't think it was Dak at all. I think it was the team. I think he was a reflection of that team 2 weeks ago that just laid an egg in Washington. It was the worst I'd seen him play all year, and so I don't think it's Dak nearly as much as it is the team.
Danny, you look at the 1-2 punch with Elliott and Pollard. I'm so impressed with Pollard. I like the way they utilize him. We're watching, you go, why isn't Pollard playing more? Is it because Elliott still has enough of a burst and enough to push that pile that it makes it utilized in the proper way that they're doing it right now as the 1-2 punch?
Well, I think lately, to be honest with you, they've been protecting Pollard. Elliott can take a lot more of a beating. He's been around longer. He knows how to protect himself. He's more of a power runner than he is a slashing runner like Pollard is. And he's got a bigger frame. I mean, it's as simple as that. And he's going to take that beating a lot better than Pollard. And I think the last few weeks, the Cowboys have just been protecting Pollard.
I'm real curious. I want to go and stay with the offense for a second here, Danny. And Kellen Moore as the offensive coordinator, that was challenged when they first named him, but he has grown into that job. Explain to our audience how important it is for the offensive coordinator and the quarterback, because you've been there, you lived it, how important it is for them to be on the same page, particularly now in the playoffs.
Well, I think the most important part of that relationship is that the quarterback has confidence that the offensive coordinator has been in his office watching film, breaking it down, finding tendencies in the defense, and knows what he's doing. He's not just grab bagging. He's calling a play for a reason, and it's based on the tendencies of the defense. I mean, anytime you become predictable offensively, you're giving a huge edge to the defense. And so the quarterback has to have confidence that offensive coordinator is not going to be predictable at all, and that he's going to call a play based on the field position, the hash mark, which side of the field you're on, the down and distance, the score of the game. All of that goes into a play caller's computer, if you will, and you spit out a play that has the best chance of success. The quarterback has to have confidence that the offensive coordinator is doing that. And if he does, I mean, it's a powerful thing. That relationship is critical.
Danny, with all that being said, where has he grown as a play caller in your eyes the last couple of years?
Well, I think he's just gotten experience. That's the most important asset a play caller can have is having experience in all the different situations. Every play is unique to itself. There's never been a play from that spot on the field to that down and distance with the score what it is, the first time that's ever happened. So you draw on experience in similar situations to know what to
3 minutes.
Do you go for it? Do you take a chance? How much of a risk do you take? All of that takes experience. You can't learn it from reading a book, or you can't learn it from going to clinics and listening to other great coaches talk. You got to learn it by doing it, and that's where Kellen Moore has grown.
Danny, one more, and it's a question for Brock Purdy. In reference to Brock Purdy, what advice would you give him for this game? Being in the big lights, he's never been here before. Second playoff game. What advice?
Just stay away from the media and the fans. Those of us on the dark side, which, I've now come over to the dark side. Don't read a newspaper. Don't get on the internet. Don't get on social media. Stay away from all that stuff and just keep doing what you're doing. Stay in that coma that you're in right now. And because sooner or later, the
2 minutes.
world of the NFL is going to kick in. Right now, he's being protected. He's got this outer shell of teammates that are protecting him so well. He's got receivers that are getting open. He's got the best running back tandem maybe in the league, and that can also catch the ball out of the backfield. He's got such a great team around him. He needs to enjoy it while he can, appreciate it. He doesn't even know what he's got, and that's a good thing. And the more he gets out into the real world and finds out what real life as a quarterback in the NFL is like, he needs to enjoy it and just keep doing what he's doing and stay away from all that stuff.
Danny, I'm going to tell you just a quick story because you and I have a long history together. I don't know if you will remember me or not, but I was the sportscaster, sports director at KXAS TV, Channel 5 in Dallas, when Roger retired and you took over as the starting quarterback. And then that upcoming season, Roger joined me in the booth when I did the Cowboys preseason games on TV. And also, when you were coaching in the Arena League, I came in and did some games as well when you were doing that. So you and I have a long, long history together.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm just glad I can catch up with you on this show. This is awesome.
Well, yeah, it's great. It's great to talk to you again because those were pretty formative years for me as a player and as a coach. And so I was in that going through that learning process that Brock Purdy's going through right now.
Mm-hmm.
Danny, we always enjoy your time, man. Thank you, and enjoy the weekend. Should be a lot of fun.
It's going to be a great game. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks, guys.
That's the great Danny White joining us. He'll be having the radio call on Compass Media with Kevin Ray. Good stuff as always. Hey, join us for the big game viewing party with special guests Bo Jackson and Doug Flutie. Speaking of quarterbacks, you'll be able to watch the big game with us in the big ballroom at Talkie Stick Resort. Take advantage of the food and drink specials and win some cash just for watching the game. As we got the kickoff jackpot, which will start at $4,000. All that money will be given away at some point. Tickets are $25 at the door. Excuse me, $35 at the door, but $25 in advance. You can go to Ticketmaster.com to get your tickets. I am told tickets are going fast. So go to Ticketmaster.com and get your tickets, $25. If you've been joining us over the last 22 years, it's always been first come, first serve in the banquet hall. And we're going to have over 1,000 people in there and all kinds of stuff. I'm hearing bands and tailgate party beforehand with different food items. It's going to be an awesome, awesome time at our big viewing party at Talkie Stick Resort. Or you kind of like guys like Jax, Bauer, Gross, the Anchor, formidable hosts.
Yes.
And do a great job. We take the points on Saturdays at 11 o'clock when it's on from the CAZ Sports Bar. But they will be hosting the party in the showroom. Same thing, same cash. Everything is kind of the same without Roc and Manuch Jimmy B, but no cover charge. So you could join those guys there. And that'll be a first come, first serve. And in the past, we've had people waiting in line 8, 9 o'clock in the morning to get in when we open the doors at 2. So it's the viewing party at Talkie Stick Resort and Casino, Arizona. More information is up on our website at rockandmanuch.com.
I'll tell you a quick Doug Flutie story.
Is this more about when I was a sportscaster in Lubbock, Texas or something?
I've only done in Lubbock, Texas.
Can't believe you threw that at Danny White. Do you know who I am? You think he's going to remember back in 76?
He's not. That's what I said. I just said that we had a long
I was on KK 5-2.
Welcome to Jimmyville.
Gosh, you old guys love to try to stay relevant.
But I know when it's time to take a break.
No, you don't, Manuch. You two don't know when to be relevant.
It was relevant.
Can we save it?
Yeah,
because we're up against it. because you're not going to believe what hotels are now charging now for it. It's unbelievable. We will get into that next.
See that
Sports
clock
Bar
there,
Gossip,
Jimmy?
and we will go back in time with Jimmy B. It's Fox Sports 910 from Twin Peaks.
Where do we find this guy?
It's Dom with Venezia's Pizzeria. We love providing great food for family gatherings, parties, even work meetings. And we make it simple.
We sure do, no matter what the occasion. At Venezia's, we make catering easy. You can see our entire catering menu online at venezias.com. Or let us know how we can help at one of our 6 locations, including the newest, now open in Chandler.
We'd love to bring Venezia's to your next party. Venezia's Pizzeria, a family tradition.
Tickets are on sale for the big game viewing event at Talking Stick Resort. This is the biggest year ever as Fox Sports 910's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B will host the big game in the Salt River Grand Ballroom. Tickets can be purchased only at Ticketmaster.com. Watch the big game with all your friends on the large TV screens. Take advantage of the food and drink specials. Win cash just for watching the game with their free $25 quarter squares, the free $100 propositions, and the big one, the kickoff progressive jackpot starting at $4,000, all of which will be given out. If that wasn't enough, special guests Bo Jackson and Doug Flutie. Tickets are $25 in advance and $35 at the door. Space is limited. Get your tickets now before they are all gone at Ticketmaster.com. It doesn't get any bigger than this. The big game viewing party at Talking Stick Resort. $25 tickets in advance, $35 at the door. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
Make the right choice, Right Toyota in North Scottsdale. There are so many dealers to choose from, but there's only one that truly cares about the people here in Arizona. Right Toyota is family owned. They are not some huge corporation led by a bunch of bean counters that are all just concerned with the bottom line. The family at Right Toyota invests in the community and local charities. Proceeds from every car sold goes directly back to the people in need. Right Toyota is even dog friendly. If you just want to shop from home, log on to RightToyota.com for their full inventory of new and pre-owned vehicles. That's right, the right place, the right selection, the right people. Right Toyota on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale and online at RightToyota.com.
Well, you won't go wrong. I wouldn't have gone wrong. At Right Toyota. Well, you won't go wrong. I wouldn't have gone wrong. At Right Toyota. Well, you won't go wrong. I wouldn't have gone wrong.
Suns fans, in honor of the 30th anniversary from the iconic 1992-93 Phoenix Suns team, we are bringing back old school cool. Be here for the 1993 Western Conference Champions Reunion Night. Suns versus Pacers, Saturday, January 21st. Travel back in time as we celebrate all things 90s. Get your tickets today at suns.com. We are the Valley.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Wake up with The Drive. Jody Ayler tomorrow morning, 6 to 10 on Fox
You guys are hot.
10 and on our free iHeartRadio app.
Out here at Twin Peaks in Scottsdale, thanks to Coors Light and Blue Moon. Be here till 4 o'clock. Coach McGinnis is going to join us here in about 10 minutes. Looking forward to catching up with Coach, talk about the new GM hire, formerly of the Titans, and that's where he does a bunch of work for, does some coaching, as well as I think he does more consulting than anything there.
Consultant / radio analyst for the Titans. Yeah, they utilize. Max got a lot of experience in that Tennessee way.
Found out that a poll was done on work and how much work you do, and when the best time you do that work. And they came out with this yesterday. We didn't get to it yesterday. Most productive time of the day. When do you guys think you are at your best? Because it's obviously not between 1 and 4.
That's correct.
Yeah. So when are you at the best?
Say 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock.
Okay.
10 o'clock in the morning.
Probably 7 to 10 at night.
7 to 10, really? You're
At
a night owl.
Yeah.
Really? Eating those bugles?
Really? You broadcasting at that time, Jimmy?
That's when I did most of my games. So that's when
So this poll found the average office worker is most productive at 10:22 a.m.
Wow.
Then it's all downhill from there.
From there, after lunch, it's totally over, right?
This is very understandable because of what we do for a living. Because it then said we hit our first big slump at 1:27 p.m.
Perfect.
And then another one at 2:06, which just hit with Danny White because of what Jimmy said. He went back to his days in Dallas doing local radio or television.
Always TV.
Same thing.
He drifted off in memory there for a while. That's okay, Jimmy.
And he liked it. He liked it.
I'm floored by this. You know, everyone knows the mini bars in hotels, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's a good way to, you know, either if you see some minis and maybe you went to Walgreens, you buy your own minis.
Right.
And you can take the minis and you can put them back
Yeah.
or whatever. You know, you can easily go in there. Or if it's empty, you can always go and put your own beer in there
Sure,
and own
right.
stuff like that. Well, there's a Marriott in Florida, which may end up being all the Marriotts, which there was a sign on their mini fridge that said they would charge $50 if you put any of your own stuff in the minibar.
Get out.
In the mini fridge.
Yeah.
$50. And it said, quote, the refreshment center is on a sensor. Use of the refreshment center for personal storage will automatically incur a $50 charge.
What a customer-friendly hotel that is.
There you go.
That's ridiculous. I mean, you put a lot of...
You know damn well, if Marriott starts doing it, everybody will do it.
Oh, they will.
Hilton will follow.
That's
and
what happened. That's what happened with the airlines when they started charging for a bag, a carry-on.
It's unbelievable. This one's, all right, fill in the blank. The average adult keeps blank toys from their childhood.
Oh, man. I don't...
Mostly for their own kids and grandchildren. But
Okay.
what do you think that number is?
You mean how many toys?
Yeah, how many toys?
Does a stuffed animal considered a toy?
I don't know.
I
Do
don't know.
you consider it a toy?
I
I would think a stuffed animal is a toy. I don't know what else you would do with it.
Poor Landon, I gave him helmets and footballs and all that kind of stuff growing up. I'm going to say...
And now he works in a marijuana store.
Yeah.
How'd that work out? Father of the year.
Yeah. He's making pretty good. He's a manager, making pretty good money, and he may have his own store here real soon too. So we're at there.
I love it, dude. I'll go to Denver and get some free.
And he would take care of you. Pot that have to be free. I'm going to say 3. I'll say on average 3.
Okay, Jimmy B.
Most of my stuff was sporting gear.
Yeah.
So I kept bats and gloves and footballs and basketballs. So I would probably say 8.
This number was big. The average adult keeps 20 toys.
What?
3 minutes.
They said 65% of the people say they kept toys to pass them down to their children or grandchildren, right?
Yeah.
And some of the items, the number one toy people kept, and this is probably you, Manuch, Barbie dolls.
That would be Manuch.
Followed by
Yeah.
Legos and Hot Wheels.
Oh, yeah.
G.I. Joes. Susie Homemaker Appliances.
The homemaker,
I don't know what that
easy
is.
bake oven.
Fisher
man.
Price telephones. Light Brights.
Yeah.
Slinkies. Rubik Cubes.
I did keep a Slinky.
And Nerf balls.
How about the Etch-a-Sketch?
Etch-a-Sketch was also mentioned.
Was that okay?
Game systems like Game Boy, Sega, Nintendo. I still got the Mattel football game.
Right. Yeah.
And the Mattel
Wow.
basketball game.
Okay.
So I'm still pretty good. I haven't played in a while. But I'm also that guy that has a Golden Tee video game in my house, a pinball video machine.
You still have a lot of toys.
I still got Gallagher Pac-Man Multicade stand-up video what else do I have? I have a slot machine. So if anybody's looking to buy some stuff, because I think I'm ready. I've been holding on to this stuff way too long.
Rock laps the pole. I mean, he absolutely wraps that pole.
I've never been on a pole, man.
No, I mean, you lap the pole that's out there on this. I
mean, pole or pole?
Pole. The pole that's out there that says that suggests. Yeah, mine was a lot of sports stuff as well.
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
I mean,
Nerf football makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I've challenged you, Manuch, over the years that I think I could throw a Nerf football farther than you could throw it.
With the wings on it or no wings?
Okay.
He's got a bum shot.
Last one real
He
quick.
should be able
Last
to.
one. What do you think the dirtiest thing in your kitchen is?
I'll say the the scrubber that you scrub your pots and pans with.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the coffee pot.
Not bad. Number 1 was spice jars, followed by salt and pepper shakers.
Oh.
Think about your salt and pepper shaker.
Yeah.
Have you ever cleaned that?
No.
Ever.
No.
Ever.
No.
Never, ever.
In 20 years I've been in the house that I've been living in, I don't think I've ever.
Yeah.
Only thing you do is when it goes low, you fill it up.
Fill it up. Yeah. That's it.
Never thought about that. I will wipe it down one of these days.
But how about all that? I mean, because I think I still have my spice jars from when I was in college. That always comes with you every time you move, right?
You had spice jars?
Well, in college, I had a house, grad school and all that. I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah. Who didn't have spice? How do you didn't have spices in college?
Oh, man.
They were like 50 cents at like a Kmart.
I was so poor, I used to steal the little ketchup packets out of the commons area.
Mom, Dad, if you're listening, we had that conversation the other day about ketchup packets. So my parents are snowbirds, right? My parents did quite well. Okay,
Yes.
They retired at 55, both of them.
Good for them.
They're snowbirds, so they have multiple homes.
Yeah.
My mom, bless her heart, she said, "Do you have any of those, ketchup packets?" And I'm like, "What, Mom?" And I'm like, Mom, it's, go Heinz, buy the 57. She goes, "Well, we're only here for like a month. Why would I buy a whole thing of ketchup?"
Oh, man.
That is like you two guys probably would say.
No, my mother-in-law, she does that. Lori likes to save all these ketchup packages. And
Yes.
I'm like, honey, we got mayonnaise, we got ketchup. What do we? Well, we just never know.
So I ordered some McDonald's the other day, so I got to go over to my parents and drop them off. I'm like, "Here you go, Mom. Got you some ketchup packs."
I was so poor that I went to McDonald's or Burger, any of those, and you know how they have the plastic forks and spoons?
Sure, yeah.
And I used to put those in my pocket because I could not
I still
afford
say, because with takeout, I used to do that.
Sure, we do that.
Hey, we're going to go to Nashville next, catch up with the former Cardinals head coach, now Titans radio analyst, Dave McGinnis, get his thoughts on the former Titan executive, now general manager of the Cardinals. This is Fox Sports 910.
This is what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
It's a busy night tonight. The Coyotes are hosting the Capitals. The Suns take on the Nets. Pac-12 basketball has Arizona playing USC. UCLA gets ASU. Cardinals wide receivers coach Sean Jefferson is talking to the Patriots about their open offensive coordinator position. Cardinals are looking for a head coach. They'll talk with Lions defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn on Saturday. Niners defensive coordinator D'Amico Ryans is also on the interview schedule. I'm Dan Gutowski on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
I often get asked, how can Lerner & Rowe effectively handle DUI and criminal cases when you guys are a personal injury law firm? The answer is simple. We're good at it. Lerner & Rowe Law Group is a separate law firm from Lerner & Rowe Injury Attorneys, and we have some of the most experienced criminal defense attorneys available, including one of only a few certified criminal attorneys in Arizona who have handled thousands of criminal and DUI cases. And we offer affordable payment plans. Getting the defense you need is one phone call away.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Arizona's largest locally owned A-plus BBB rated towing company is All City Towing. They're always looking to add motivated and competitive team members. Do you fit the bill? If so, head on over to allcitytowing.com/careers for more information.
Holiday bills bringing you down? Global Capital makes it easier for you. Start 2023 on the right track. Call professionals at GC Global Capital, 480-397-9300 to see if their debt consolidation home loan program can benefit you. They save their clients tons of cash each month with their valuable refinancing programs. Your home is your most valuable asset. Why work with anyone else? Call GC Global Capital, 480-397-9300. GC Global Capital, your gift for the holidays. GC Global Capital is an Arizona licensed mortgage broker, NMLS 1091187. License NB 0924993 and equal opportunity lender.
What's up, guys? Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook. #SexyRoofStatus. All of our work using state-of-the-art materials and 5-star workmanship. Our inspections are free. You heard me? Free. Go to state48roofing.com to schedule your free appointment today.
Tickets are on sale for the big game viewing event at Talking Stick Resort. This is the biggest year ever as Fox Sports 910's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B will host the big game in the Salt River Grand Ballroom. Tickets can be purchased only at Ticketmaster.com. Watch the big game with all your friends on the large TV screens. Take advantage of the food and drink specials. Win cash just for watching the game with their free $25 quarter squares, the free $100 propositions, and the big one, the kickoff progressive jackpot starting at $4,000, all of which will be given out. If that wasn't enough, special guests Bo Jackson and Doug Flutie. Tickets are $25 in advance and $35 at the door. Space is limited. Get your tickets now before they are all gone at Ticketmaster.com. It doesn't get any bigger than this. The big game viewing party at Talking Stick Resort. $25 tickets in advance, $35 at the door. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
What's all the huss about?
What's all the huss about? Jeff and Leah Huss on Scottsdale Blonde.
Scottsdale Blonde is a local favorite in all of your neighborhood watering holes. It's an Arizona staple.
It is a beer that is perfect for the Arizona weather.
You can drink it anywhere.
You can find Scottsdale Blonde at your local grocery store, retailers, and your favorite local beer shop. And as always, at findhussbeer.com.
Scottsdale Blonde. Hashtag bring the blonde because it's an Arizona thing. That's what the huss is about.
They say good things come to those who wait. The Mercedes-Benz SUV.
All right, guys, 10 seconds. Come back.
It takes no time at all to set up a test drive at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer. Learn more at MBUSA.com.
You guys are hot.
Joining us now on the Right Toyota Guest Line here on Fox Sports 910. We are hoping we're going to be able to spend a little bit of time with him in a couple weeks if he's going to come back home to Phoenix. And that's Dave McGinnis, former Cardinals head coach, Titans radio analyst. He joins us now. Coach, are we going to see you a couple weeks here in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I've got a lot of things set up there, guys. A lot of really important things. I'm not sure I've got time for you guys, but I'll be there.
What if we threw in a round of golf at Gainey or something like that? What do we get you if we I don't know, throw something out there to get you so we could definitely get you on our show when we're out of Radio Row, so we'll be there all week.
Look, you guys know me well enough to know I'm not bribed real easily.
yeah, okay. But your golf game is really good, so we want to take advantage of that if we can bribe you with some golf.
Hey, take advantage is the operative word right there. You guys live out there. I lived out there for 8 years. I know how much golf you get to play out there.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing you out here, Coach, and I appreciate you making some time for us. But
absolutely,
a lot of excitement here. The Cardinals with their new general manager hiring Monty Ossenfort. What can you tell us about him?
Legitimate football guy. Really, top to bottom. I've been doing this for 37 straight years in this league. I know good from bad. He's good, and he's got all the bases covered. He's been with some really, really good organizations in really important positions. I've got nothing but good things to say about Monty. And I enjoyed, knowing him when he was here, and of course, clearly the background that he brings from New England. And so, look, when you're looking for a general manager in the National Football League, you want a legitimate NFL person that can cover a lot of bases, that can do it, from a lot of different angles. Monty can absolutely do that. They got a really good hire there.
And Mac, you talk about his time in New England, his time there in Tennessee. What are some of those? You talk about all the mechanics and the tangible things. What are some of the intangible things hopefully he can bring to this Cardinals organization, which right now is in the doldrums? They're not void of all talent, but there's someone in the doldrums, and they need we like to say a swift kick in the pants to get them jump-started again.
Well, no, nothing. First of all, nothing's a quick fix in this league. Yeah. But look, he's a consummate professional, and that's what you need. That's what you need, in all decision-making positions in the National Football League, regardless of what your circumstances are from top to bottom, regardless of what your win percentage is. Because this league is, it's mercurial. It changes really quick in this league. But as long as you've got a solid professional base, you've got a chance. Monty Ossenfort brings that to the Cardinals.
And on top of that, when you look at the base, here's this Cardinal organization, And you've seen a lot of organizations with a lot of free agents that got over 30 plus free agents. I think 28 are unrestricted at this time, Mac. Where does the guy start? I mean, when you new GM, haven't hired a coach yet, got to look at all the free agents, cultural issues, whatever. I mean, is it just start to find out what you have and not you don't have? Where does this thing start?
Well, sure. I mean, look, it's a methodical process. I mean, you're not going to jump in and wave a magic wand and fix anything immediately in this league. It's going to be a process and a procedure. But there's a time frame for everything to be done. And I mean, look. There's no secrets in this league. I mean, you can get sheets out there in the public that'll show you where you are salary cap wise. Monty's been a talent evaluator for a long time in this league. He knows who's who. So there's a method to it. Now clearly you don't have a head coach yet, but that's not they're all and scouting staffs have been in personnel staff guys have been in full swing since last year on this year's draft. So there's a method to it. Again, where I say you can't manufacture experience in this league, and he's got experience. So he doesn't need to manufacture and make that up. He just got to go through it step by step, which he'll do.
Does that go back to his days in New England, working there for all those years and working as one of their top personnel people and then filling in different draft aspects? Because we had another guest on who said they thought he did a really good job with lower round draft choices.
Well, look, you look at everybody in every round, boots on the ground scout. And look, I've done every draft for 37 straight years. And you go into it with no preconceived notions. And so you go into it and work throughout the whole draft. And so you don't say this round I want to draft a good player, and this round I want to draft a bad.
Did we lose him?
Still there?
Look, what I'm saying is you don't go into the draft going, look, I want to draft good players this round, but these rounds I don't want to draft good players. You don't do that. I mean, you evaluate them all the same. You look at them in context of what you have. Look at them in context of where you're picking in the draft. All of these things matter, but you've got to be thorough. And he's been extremely thorough. You don't last very long in this league in any capacity unless you're thorough.
Dave McGinnis joining us here on Fox Sports 910, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. All right, Coach, big games this weekend. And one, I would get your thoughts on a player that Manuch has been training since he was in elementary school, Brock Purdy. And as a head coach, a young man going into a game like this, he's never been there before. What type of advice would you give him, and how would you do it? Are you telling him you're going to lunch with him? Are you bringing him in your office? Are you telling him on the practice field? How and where are you giving him some advice on this game?
Just play ball. I mean, play ball. I mean, that's what he's been doing, right? And look, it doesn't matter how he got there. What was he, the last pick in the draft?
Yep.
It doesn't matter. Now that you're there and you get a chance, just play ball. Trust your training, trust your preparation. The only time anybody as a player and a coach should feel anxious and should feel nervous about a ball game or should feel pressure is if you're not prepared. Believe me, they're at the 49ers, they're prepared, and he's prepared. I think he's done a tremendous job. Don't play outside of the context of who you are and outside of the context of what your scheme is. Just play ball. And that, prepare and play ball. That's the best advice ever.
And, Mac, looking at the other games, Jacksonville's going to play the Chiefs this weekend. Doug Peterson's staff, what a phenomenal job. What a phenomenal comeback. But when you watch the Jags this year, what gives them that outside shot to beat the Chiefs? What is it in particular that really impressed you about this Jacksonville team this year?
Well, I'm very familiar with Jacksonville, clearly here in the AFC South.
Yep.
The Titans have won, and the Titans played them last game of the year, with a very depleted roster. But let me tell you what Jacksonville's been doing. For the previous 5 years, they've been really bad. And so what that being really bad in the National Football League gets you is drafting in the top 5 of every round. So they put together a good team. And last year they drafted a franchise quarterback who did not, have a rookie season because he had no NFL coaching. He's got good players around him now with legitimate NFL coaching. So all of a sudden, all of those good players they were able to accumulate because they were on bad, had bad standings for 5 years and were drafted in the top half of every round, not top half, top 5 of every round. All of a sudden, they're a young, healthy football team at this point in the season with a franchise quarterback. That's a pretty good place to be.
Coach, last question then for you. How in the wide world of sport then does Trevor Lawrence throw 4 interceptions in the first half and then play like an MVP in the second half? How does that happen?
Well, because he threw 4 interceptions and 4 touchdowns. That comes out to even, doesn't it?
Good point.
2 minutes.
It's not coaching at halftime?
Yeah.
It's not coaching?
I'm sorry, what?
It's not coaching?
Look, you know and I know, and this is no disparaging to anybody, he did not have NFL coaching last year.
That's right.
Now he does.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Hey, Coach, as always, appreciate you making some time for us here and out there in Nash Vegas, and we look forward to hopefully catching up with you, when you're here. So thanks so much for the time.
Guys, always have time for you guys. You're some of my favorites. You know that. We'll see you.
You guys, Dave McGinnis, always nice to make some time for us. The Titans radio analyst, former head coach of the Cards. And we will catch up with him and get his prediction for the big game coming up. Speaking of that, you will have an opportunity for our Talking Stick Resort Big Game Challenge. And what we're doing is you will have an opportunity to call into our show. We'll start 10 days out, and we will have open time, open phone lines, and you will give your prediction of the game. If you get it right, you nail the score, you're going to get a weekend getaway at Talking Stick Resort, which includes a few dinners, spas, the whole 9 yards, rooms. It's going to be upwards around $2,000 value. And you will have an opportunity to do that, as well as our celebrities that will also have a trip giveaway, the same type of trip giveaway. So we'll get into that in about a week or so. Dave McGinnis is driven by All City Towing. All City Towing continues to grow, and they are hiring. Head to allcitytowing.com to find out what job openings they have, because they have immediate full-time positions available right now that have 401k programs and a company match, a generous company match. So go to allcitytowing.com and search careers. Time for this week's Twin Peaks Picks, powered by Coors Light and Blue Moon. We'll take caller number 5 at 602-260-9191. It's always brought to you by Coors Light and Blue Moon. Our Twin Peaks girl is Mickey, and she'll be joining us here in just minutes as we are at the Twin Peaks in Scottsdale. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Attention grillers. Is it time to replace that old grill in your backyard? Need to step up your game? Your chance to win a new one is right now. Just text PEAKS to 55678. That's PEAKS 55678. And you will be entered to win a customized backyard grill patio set, courtesy of Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light. You can enter once a day. Standard message and data rates apply. That's PEAKS to 55678.
Where will your new Chevy take you this year? Anywhere. It's the perfect time of year to take your next adventure off-road in a powerful Chevy Silverado. Round up the whole gang for some family fun in a Chevy Equinox. Hey kids, let's go. Or take your night on the town by storm in a stylish Chevy Blazer. Make more memories and take on the road ahead. Wherever it leads you. Find new experiences, find new roads. See your Valley Chevy dealers.
The Cal-Am Resort Second Annual Legacy Classic is back at Bell Bank Park, January 20th through 22nd. This is the first leg of the 2023 Legacy Tournament Series, so make sure to register today. For more information, visit legacysportsusa.com/pickleball.
Hey, Rock, we're staging, right?
Game. Talking Stick Resort.
I just wanted to make sure I wasn't lying.
910's Roc
He lost last week on the Bucks-Cowboys game.
viewing party with special guest Bo Jackson and Doug
Paul.
Murray. Get your tickets now, just $25 at Ticketmaster.com. It's the big game viewing party at Talking Stick Resort.
Get symptom relief with Mucinex DM. Nothing lasts longer among over-the-counter.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Just one dose of Mucinex DM takes care of cough and chest congestion for 12 hours. That's 3 times longer than those 4-hour cough liquids. Feel better. Knowing comeback season is in full swing. All thanks to Mucinex DM. 12 hours of relief for cough and chest congestion day or night. Get relief that lasts with Mucinex DM. Use as directed.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language, like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Are you ready? It's your weekly chance to challenge one of the beautiful girls from Twin Peaks. It's Peaks Picks. The Twin Peaks girls are the essential ingredient to the perfect lodge experience. Each week, our girl next door Twin Peaks contestant takes on a Fox Sports 910 listener for 3 games. Get the most picks right and win a $25 man card for one of the 4 Valley Twin Peaks locations: Scottsdale, Phoenix, Glendale, and Tempe. Don't forget man-size Coors Light draft specials every Thursday at Twin Peaks.
Beer.
Time for Peaks.
Guys are hot.
All right, we're doing an audible. It was Mickey. Now it's Cheeks, as in Maurice Cheeks, to the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah,
one of my
shooter.
favorite players
Yeah.
and great coach. As we're out here at Twin Peaks in Scotts, so you can watch us right now on YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook, and you can check out Cheeks, who's here, who's going to compete against Steve in Phoenix for our Twin Peaks Picks, which is powered by Coors Light and Blue Moon, to win a $25 man card here at Twin Peaks. And Cheeks, you haven't done this with us before, have you?
Nope, first time.
This is your first time.
Yes, very
Nice.
nervous.
No, it's no different than talking on the phone, you know. And you got Grandpa Manuch right next to you to help you out. Anything you need.
Manuch.
Uncle Manuch.
Yeah.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
Uncle
Not that
Manuch.
old.
No,
Not that old.
How old do you think he is, honestly?
Maybe 50.
Oh,
Maybe.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah,
and another 15 years to that, Cheeks. Wow.
It's all the garlic, olive oil.
He does look, doesn't he look
Oh, you
good?
look, yes, you look amazing.
So that was
Thank
an
you.
amazing compliment,
Thank you.
Manuch. That's good.
I will take it.
All right, here's our games today. We're going to go, this is all playoff games. You can watch all the games at all 4 Valley locations. The 5th one opening up in the end of February in Deer Valley, North Phoenix. So pretty excited about that. It's going to be a monster how big it is. Talking to the owners yesterday, and this Deer Valley location is going to be.
Is it big?
It's gigantic. It's almost like 2 of these here in Scottsdale.
Wow.
That big. All right, Jags and Chiefs, Eagles hosting the Giants, Bengals and Bills, and then the Cowboys and 49ers will need a score in that one. So let's start with the Jags. Jacksonville Jaguars are playing in Kansas City and playing the Chiefs. Who do you like?
I think the Chiefs are going to win that one.
You do?
Yeah.
Are you a Chiefs fan, or where are you from originally?
I'm from Arizona.
You are,
born
so
and
you're a
raised.
Cardinal fan first?
No, I like the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, okay. They didn't make it this year.
I
Well, they
know.
got knocked out last week, but that's all right. So Chiefs. All right, Steve's also going with the Chiefs. All right.
All right, second game, the Giants at Rocks Eagles. The Eagles
I'm an
had the
Eagles
time
fan.
Eagles fan had the week off. The Giants upset the Vikings. There's a chance for another upset here, but who do you got?
I think the Giants on that one.
Oh,
Really?
Look
Chiefs.
at her.
You sure? Final answer?
Yep, final
Wow, I
answer.
thought we were going to be friends. But that's not.
She's smelling it.
Steve's smart. He's going with the Eagles. All right, how about the Cincinnati Bengals at the Buffalo Bills? And by the way, Uncle Manuch used to be a quarterback for the Buffalo Bills.
I
Yeah.
heard.
Oh, you
I heard, yes.
What, did he tell you that?
No, there was a gentleman that I had earlier, and he said that
Manuch?
Manuch and you, or like Manuch and him went to college together.
Yeah, Kansas State Wildcat.
Yeah.
Wow.
My buddy Chuck. Absolutely.
Chuck, really?
Yeah, EMAW.
Okay. All right. Shout out to Chuck then.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Chuck. EMAW.
Steve's going with the Bills.
I'm also going to go with the Bills on that one.
Okay, very
choice.
good.
All right, last but not least, need the winners. Cowboys at the 49ers, led by quarterback Brock Purdy, been training him since 9th grade, just so you know. Need a winner and score. Cowboys are playing well. Niners have their defense, lowest points per game in the playoffs and all year long. Where are you going? Winner and score.
I'm going to say 49ers,
Okay.
and I'm going to say 42-36.
Wow, high-scoring game. I like it.
Cheeks.
Steve's got 31-24 49ers.
Okay.
Great. All right, so there it is. Cheeks versus Steve from Phoenix. The winner will get a $25 man card. Well, Steve will get it. So if Steve wins, if Steve wins, when can he come see you, Cheeks? When are you normally here?
I'm here Thursdays all day.
Okay.
And Saturday nights.
Okay, and Saturday nights. And what time's happy hour?
It's 3 to 6.
3 to 6.
Mm-hmm.
And Coors Light Blue Moon specials?
Yes, Coors Light.
Man size drafts?
Man size, icy cold beer. It's amazing.
What are they? So Uncle Manuch, that may be a little too much.
The young guy?
Yeah. What do you get? What do you get? What do you get the younger guy?
Could I handle
the
20
older guys?
I'm going to say yes.
Thank you.
handle
Wow.
it.
All right. Good job, Manuch. Cheeks, thank you for playing. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Good luck to you on your picks. So again, that is Cheeks against Steve. So we appreciate that. All brought to you by Coors Light and Blue Moon. Speaking of those two, we are coming to the last few weeks of you having an opportunity to win a backyard grill. That's right, a backyard grill patio set. And all you need to do is do it. You can do it right now. You got a phone right there. I know you have it. Just text PEAKS to 55678. PEAKS to 55678. And you'll be entered to win this customized backyard grill patio set, courtesy of Twin Peaks, Coors Light, and Blue Moon. You get enter once a day, and standard message and data rates apply.
Why she's going to the Giants, right? She smells that upset there in Philly after a week off. Jalen Hurts back. Shoulder scenario. Yeah, that'd be very tough.
We will have our underdog picks coming up here in a little bit. And just a brief tease. As an Eagles fan, got the Eagles to win, but the Giants have won twice for me in the last 2 weeks. So
you got your team winning, but you also win a bet. You get your Giants to cover and your Eagles to win that game. I got to tell you what, I think the Eagles are they've rested. Everybody's healthy. I think they got a phenomenal team. I really do. So
I'm not going to argue that.
It's going to be, I think, a close game. I think.
I do too. I was very impressed by what the Giants were able to do to the Vikings. It's just unfortunate Viking fans and Kirk Cousins and.
What was he thinking
1-3 down the playoffs?
What was he thinking on 4th and 8 throwing that ball underneath the 4th yard? I heard his explanation. If you're going to get sacked, you got to throw the ball, know where your guys are beyond the first down marker. It's 4th down.
Yeah, I mean, against the Bills, he threw it to Justin Jefferson. It looked like double teamed on 4th and 15. Made that one-handed catch. It could have happened again, but
I said, but the Eagles are strong. The Coach Dayball with the Giants, his influence of a playoff coach, former OC at the Buffalo Bills, has really come into play. But it's running game, it's defense. Barkley looks the best I've seen him look in probably 2 years. He's finally healthy. And then how about Daniel Jones? Danny Dimes, not afraid to throw the ball down the field. I think he's done a good job with helping him grow through the year, and now he can trust him with a lot of these plays.
Something I want to get into next hour is which quarterback. And Jimmy, put your headset on. I want you to hear this too, because you guys need to think about stuff, and you need time.
Not really.
I realize you guys need a little bit of time to kind of just register something that I say. So I want you guys to register this, and then come back to me with your answer.
All right, throw it out there.
Which of these 8 quarterbacks you'd want to have the ball in the final 2 minutes to advance to the championship
2 minutes.
game? Okay. Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Daniel Jones, Dak Prescott, Jalen Hurts, Brock Purdy, Josh Allen, and Trevor Lawrence.
Okay.
Those are your 6, because those are the guys that are playing. You got 2 minutes left. Who do you want? You can only have one. We're going to get into that next. We're also going to get into our underdog picks, and Howard Balzer is going to join us as well. But we are out here at Twin Peaks, as you just heard. Cheeks did a great job with her picks. And we will have our underdog picks, which we do every Thursday at about 2:15. So looking forward to doing that as well. But it's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B right here on Fox Sports 910.
Tickets are on sale for the big game viewing event at Talking Stick.
No,
This is the biggest year ever as Fox Sports 910's Roc and
That's
Manuch.
so weird. I have you as a stream up, and when I say it, I can hear myself. I don't know what's going on.
Can be only at Ticketmaster.com.
No, it's fine if you leave early. The whole
Calling all sports with
That
Roc
shot.
and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In Iraq and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900 and always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
You guys are hot.
Fox Sports 910.
Suns Cam Johnson, he's back tonight as the Suns are back in action as they will host the Brooklyn Nets. No Chris Paul tonight again as he's been sidelined now for 5 games with that hip soreness. But Cam Johnson is back, and everything's better now. The Suns are they're going to get back on the winning streak, and they're all good now.
They'll get more scoring if they lose. It won't be by 30. Let's put it that way.
Well, they've lost 3 in a row.
Yeah, they've lost 12
and 14. They win 1 game in 10. I mean, you can break down numbers, whatever. It doesn't matter. They're under 500. Let's just be honest. So 21-24, they're a bad basketball team because they don't have anybody to play.
Correct.
DeAndre Ayton continues to be inconsistent. He's going to be a possible trade piece, in my opinion, which I kind of hope he is.
Bridges, same way.
Yes.
Offensively inconsistent.
You can almost make a case that Cam Johnson could be a trade piece.
I'm with
Who
you.
knows what this new owner wants to do?
Look,
we have no idea.
That is correct. Look, I think people are looking at this thinking, oh, Cam is back. Now we're going to flip the switch. No, you're not. He's not that kind of player. He's a nice player. He's not a star. And my guess is that he's probably going to be on a pitch count tonight as well until he kind of gets his game legs back underneath him.
I don't think people are thinking the Suns are going to flip the script, Jimmy, with him back in there. He's going to at least give them more points. They've lost.
You would hope
they've
that
lost
would be the
with
case.
that. They lost. Yeah, I think that's the reality of it. I think they've lost close to 90 points per game.
Yes, that's true.
With him out, and to your point on Mikal Bridges, I guess I am surprised he has not been more consistent with his scoring after we saw him last year. But again, when you have Devin Booker, CP3, DA, all the pieces all playing together seem to complement each other. And I think they're a little bit of disarray when they're not complementing each other, if that makes sense. They all need each other if they're going to be productive.
That's the only way they're going to be good, is if they all play with each other and this team is healthy. When they're not healthy, you see it just doesn't work.
But, guys, they got 37 games to go.
Right.
They got to go, 23-24 to get to the play-in game, which the wild card, whatever. And you're going, wow, even if everybody does come back together within the next, let's say, 3 weeks. That D-Book's back.
Right.
And you got Cam's coming back tonight.
Chris Paul back.
And you got the starting 5. Mm-hmm. Plus you go back to your bench and you got the normal rotation with everybody in there.
Okay.
You still got to win 23-24 games just to get to the play-in game. If you win 23-24 out of the next 37. That's a lot of basketball games to win, guys.
Sun Devils are on the court tonight. They got 5th-ranked UCLA. They have won 4 in a row. They're 15-3.
Mm-hmm.
What's more impressive, they're 6-1 in the Pac-12. Elsewhere, you got 11th-ranked Arizona hosting USC. GCU won yesterday. They beat Utah Tech by 4. But ASU, if they can knock off UCLA,
oh, man,
they better start getting some exposure, some love from the pundits.
I agree with that 100%. I want to see how they handle Jaime Jaquez tonight, and that's the key player for UCLA. And if he has a big game this evening and UCLA wins, then you're back to the drawing board once again with this ASU team. Now, I'm not saying if UCLA wins this game that ASU is toast. That is not the case. But you would like to see them put together a strong performance in this game tonight against what we know is the top Pac-12 team.
Well, yeah, you're right. It's a great litmus test for ASU, but I don't think ASU goes back to the drawing board, Jimmy. They just go back, figure out what they got to improve upon. They're still a good team. They'll be in the gist of it.
They are.
They're not going back to retool the drawing board. They're going back to just, okay, what can we improve upon since UCLA is the best of the best, and then USC coming in on Saturday.
That is correct.
So these are 2 litmus tests, but I think, you look at what you have, what you don't have, but you might retool or rework, but you don't have to go back. When you say redrawing board, you're going back to scratch.
No. That's
what I understand is rankings. I know it's scheduling, okay?
It is.
This team has 3 losses on the year. Arizona's got 3 losses. Now, granted, Arizona plays much a much more difficult schedule for the most part. But when you look at some of these top 25 teams, 4, 5, 6 losses, 5 losses, nobody with 6. But, I mean, multiple teams with 5 losses that are ranked, like Marquette, Baylor, Providence.
You know why that is?
Illinois. Okay, Duke, I get it. But why not? Why couldn't they? I don't understand. Why they be at least in the top 20?
I'm with you 100%.
20 to 25.
But it goes back to East Coast bias.
It really is. That's what I'm saying. If they can knock off UCLA tonight,
yes,
that is going to change everything.
It will.
The thing that I think could happen is they could knock them off tonight.
They could.
Then they're going to lay an egg against USC. That's what they need to sweep the SoCal school.
There you go.
I think when you say East Coast bias, I think a lot of folks back there are probably going, are they live or are they Memorex?
That's correct.
And if they can win tonight and
I don't
win
think
this weekend,
I don't think anybody says that.
Well, I might hope
live or Memorex.
Well, are they
there is no way in hell anybody is saying
I
that
don't even
anymore.
say that.
Are they
I mean, if Jimmy B doesn't say it, who's older than dirt, but looks like he's 50, he's the best-looking guy at his age that I know, in best shape, and he can hit a golf ball better than anybody I know.
Let me say this. Yeah, they real
Memorex Manuch.
Are they
Come on.
Are they live or are they tape? Are they just what are they?
Nobody even says tape anymore.
Yeah, I do. So
with tape, no one says tape.
Are they the real? Let me make it so you understand it right.
Yeah, please, and most of our audience.
Are they the real deal? Or are they not? Are they pretenders? Or are they contenders?
There you go. You're learning.
I can dumb it down. I
Yes,
go back
you can.
to commercials in the 70s once in a while that put it out there.
Gosh, Manuch.
But I think the East Coast bias, to your point, Jimmy, wants to see, okay,
and
it's all well and good, but can they beat the 2 top schools?
And I agree with the East Coast bias.
Yes.
Being from the East Coast.
That's correct.
I
worked there.
Yeah, and I lived there, born and raised,
Yep.
and even when I was with Ohio and when I was at Penn, I never watched West Coast basketball.
Never.
Ever.
Ever. And here's the other problem factor here. What time does the game start tonight?
8 o'clock.
Okay.
Oh, no. I'm not sure.
8:30.
8:30.
8:30. Why did they?
Suns are at 8.
Yes. So they're at 8:30 tonight. That's 10:30 on the East Coast.
Yep.
Nobody is watching that game on the East Coast. The
Except
reason
a lot of degenerate gamblers.
Gamblers, yes.
But even then, you can easily just
but they don't have a vote in the poll.
have your phone and your phone on your in bed. You just look, it just dings at halftime.
Yeah, it's the thing that I think ASU, a lot of West Coast schools are going to fight. But unless you're a story program like UCLA,
yes,
or the USC,
they
are really coming on.
They know UCLA.
Then they give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yoch tonight got Washington. The Capitals are in town. They look to win back-to-back games after
Alex
stepping in.
Ovechkin.
Yeah,
he's worth the price of admission.
Oh man, especially in a place like that because there's not a lot of Cap fans here.
Right.
You know, they're not.
Yeah.
They're
Take
just being
advantage
honest.
of it.
Detroit, it was crazy.
Yeah.
That was a loud crowd for
The Red Wings.
Detroit Red Wings on what Tuesday night?
Yes.
What yeah.
Yeah, they hold 5,000. I think 4,090 were there of Detroit Red Wing fans.
We talk about this a little bit, but it's. I think a lot of people are torn on PGA golf. We're talking about a lot of great players are going to be here at the WM Open. Justin Thomas announced today.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best field they've ever had.
Yes.
Ever had. And Live Golf continues to get a lot of headlines. They finally got a television partner. They're going to be on the CW network, which is a big deal. It's a multi-year deal. They are going to broadcast 14 of their events, the events live in U.S., and then they're going to stream on the app. Their tournaments are 3 days long. Typically, obviously the PGA is 4. Saturday and Sunday golf will be aired on the CW. And if you're not familiar with CW out here, it's Channel 6.
Yes.
Okay, CW 6. I actually started working with the WB 61, which then got turned into CW. So if you're not familiar with CW, it was originally WB. This is a big deal as the LIV officials continue to try to rival the PGA Tour. I have so many friends that love this tour that have already got their tickets to go down to Tucson to see that event at the gallery on St. Paddy's Day weekend. I'm torn. I love the PGA. And playing in the media deal last Wednesday, talking to some media folks and talking to a lot of the Thunderbirds, it's taboo to say anything.
Really?
To live.
Wow. Yeah.
Especially a lot of the players that are now on the Live Tour that may have had some success with the WM Open.
Well,
So
well, the PGA players can thank the Live Tour for upping their purses, which the WMPO is going to be $3.5 million for the winner in the Waste Management Phoenix Open, so they can thank them for that aspect of things.
the thing about the CW, what they're probably going to do, they're going to provide a lot of access to fans and to cameras and behind-the-scenes stuff that the PGA Tour doesn't do.
I think that's refreshing. I like that kind of stuff. Kind of pull the curtain back.
Yeah, you're going to probably see cameras in the locker room. You're going to see more cameras on the practice green and the practice
at the driving
range.
Yeah.
More up close and personal kind of stuff.
They're going to max out the exposure of
Well,
the
there's the
athletes.
new Netflix show coming out,
Which is amazing,
in
I
about 2
heard.
weeks with the PGA Tour and all the majors and the Phoenix Open from last year. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, it's
February
got
15th.
incredible reviews. It has a lot of Phoenix Open with both hole-in-ones.
Yes.
Which happened last year, of course, which let's hope that happens
2 minutes.
this year. But I just wish the Phoenix Open was not the same week as the Super Bowl.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah, that is a lot.
I hate it. I really do, and I know they like it, but I just – how many more people can you get out there, I mean, the fire marshal's not going to say, okay, all right, we got all these acreage. They're going to say, okay, you're maxed at this many GA tickets.
200,000.
All the hospitality, all the hospital. They don't even – those numbers that come out,
Yeah.
we don't know if they're factual because they don't give those numbers out anymore.
Oh, okay.
Because what they used to do is the police would fly over on a helicopter and count cars.
Oh, okay.
You can't count cars anymore
No.
with Uber.
Right.
It's true. Lyft,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
I mean, so many people take transportation to the Waste Management Open.
Yeah. Well,
excuse me. Now, another thing I got to point out, it's no longer the Waste Management Open.
Oh, the WM.
It's the WM.
PO, the WM.
And you wonder
PO.
sometimes
1
why we
minute.
can't say Waste Management anymore. Is it because of what the outcome is at 4 o'clock on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday there with all the crowd?
WMPO now, huh? I didn't
No,
get
it's
that memo.
WM Open.
WM Open. Okay. WM Open. I didn't get that memo, Jimmy. So,
I didn't either.
I got the memo at Media Day.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
And I actually sat with some folks from Waste Management, and I said, "Hey, I just curious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not Waste Management Open anymore? No, he goes, it's WM Open.
Wow.
WM Open. Okay. But we get those.
So you will hear that a lot.
Yeah.
And
Well-
you'll be like, oh, why? Some things are just always going to be called what they're called.
Sure. No matter what.
how much you try to change it. Like Bank One Ballpark, remember?
Yeah.
Bob.
The Bob.
They didn't want
Bob.
to be called Bob because they're trying to promote their bank.
Yes.
Bob. Where you going? Go to Bob. No, excuse me. It is Bank One Park.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Bank
God
One.
forbid. Well, you know what it is?
Did I say Bell Bank?
You said
No. You
Bank
said,
I did say Bank One.
Yes,
Okay.
you did.
Yeah.
Of course, I got Bell Bank on my
I
mind.
know
Yeah.
you do.
So, anyway. You want to go to our next segment?
Yeah, we could do that.
All right, our underdog picks, which we did fairly well last week, I think. We'll come back with that and
Not
give you our
me.
picks for this week. And then Howard Balls are talking Cardinals as a couple new coaches' names have been have surfaced in the last few hours. And we will get the latest with him. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from Twin Peaks.
Valley
Hey, Manuch.
from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
Well, now we have a new wreck on 17.
Most weekend bettors prefer to lay their money down on favorites because they can't get their head around backing an underdog. Not Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. They're all about the dogs. Time now for the guys' dog picks of the week.
Guys are hot.
Sports 910.
We do it every week. We've been doing it all season long, where we pick the underdogs. The only rule we have, it has to be 3 points minimum. 3 points minimum. And last week, regretfully, I took the Giants +3 in Minnesota and won. I'm 14-5. Manuch had Ravens at Bengals -9.5. He won that as the Ravens covered. I also won money on that. By the way, I took all Scott Spritzer's picks last week.
Yeah.
And I went 4 for 5.
Wow.
Very nice.
Wow.
So Scott joins us tomorrow. 4 for 5.
That's great.
He did over-unders, and then he doesn't take every game that we give him, but he kind of leans on if I played.
Yeah.
Like he didn't take Ravens, and I did, and I won. Jimmy,
I suck.
and Ben both went with the Seahawks +9.5 at San Francisco. Both lost that. Jimmy 8-11. Ben still respectable at 13-6. Jack's finally
Jack.
following my lead once again,
Let's
he
go.
also took Giants, and he's now 7-12.
Hey, I'm catching up to Jimmy. That's all I got to say.
Oh, man.
So that leads us to this week. So let's
start with the guy who grew up playing tennis, and his dog Guinness beat him last year in the fan pickup.
Hey guys, you ready to let the dogs out?
Rock, you got a lock?
Well, I hate the G-men. Absolutely. Outside of the Cowboys, the Raiders, the Redskins, it's the Giants who I hate just as much. But I've won the last 2 weeks by taking them as an underdog. They're playing my Eagles, born and raised in the Philadelphia area. 7.5. I think the Eagles are going to win by 6. So going Giants.
Tight game, but you're going Giants, taking it.
At the end of the day, it's all about the W.
That's right. Bottom line.
All right.
Manuch, you played the game, so this should be a no-brainer.
They're all my dogs.
Give us your dog of the week.
Well, watching I'm going to go Bengals at Buffalo. The Bills now at -5. I'm going to go the Bengals to cover that. Saw some leakage of oil by the Bills. They had a 17-point lead. Their defense, as they let Miami back into the game. Then they kind of, after that interception, there early on in that third quarter, kind of got their swag back. But the Bengals, the defending AFC champs, I think they're going to give the Bills all they want. I still think the Bills win, but I think the Bengals cover, and I'm going to take that +5 for the Bengals.
Finally, he's not Jimmy the Greek, but he's been calling the game for over 40 years.
What about the dogs? What about the dogs?
Jimmy B, what's your underdog pick of the week?
Well, since I suck so badly at this segment, I've decided that I'm going to hitch my wagon to Rock.
You can't beat him to it.
It only took you 6 months, but it's all right. There's plenty of room on the bus.
I refused to give in, and I kept refusing to give in. I'm finally giving in. So I am going to also select the Giants, and I will take the 7.5. I know that pains you, but I will take the 7.5.
I almost went off the board, and I was going to take an NBA game just to be safe because there was nothing else I liked. I mean, I wasn't going to follow Manuch's lead, but because 5, I think Buffalo's going to roll them. All right.
Oh, I don't.
Ben, what are you going with?
I don't either.
All right, this is tough. See, Rock gets to go first every week, and I don't hitch my wagon to anyone. I do this on my own. So, going through the games this week, I like the Giants a lot, but I'm going to be a man here. I'm going to take the Bengals to cover +5. They have the better quarterback. They're playing for a lot here. I believe the Bengals will go into Buffalo and be able to cover that game with ease.
So you're hitching to my wagon is what you're doing there.
Yeah.
Good. That's a good job.
And Jack's
never.
Jack's, you doing the same thing?
Well, I don't know because I didn't know Ben was going to pick with the Bengals as well. So
He's
I kinda wanted
copying.
to
There's
know
nothing
how to-
wrong. There's nothing in the rules that say that you can't follow my lead.
Correct.
Yeah.
Or Manuch's lead, or
right.
JB's lead, or Ben, or
You know,
Jack's.
I'm going to do a quick audible. I'm undefeated when I hop on the Rock train. Give me Giants +7.5.
You guys are so smart. It's unbelievable. All right, so there you have our picks, our underdog picks. Okay, with that being said, I want to go back to our question that we posed to start the hour, and that had to do with these games. And if you could have, who would you pick of all 8 quarterbacks, and you have 2 minutes left in the game? Which quarterback do you take? So, who has the ball in the final 2 minutes to advance your team to the championship game? Your choices are Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Daniel Jones, Dak Prescott, Jalen Hurts, Brock Purdy, and Manuch. If you take Brock Purdy, I would just say, dude, you need to retire. No. Just go be a coach. No, you can't be in the color analyst business. No, Josh Allen or Trevor Lawrence.
I think hands down Patrick Mahomes. When you watch him, he's just and he's done it several times, and he's just amazed me what he's done in a minute and a half, 50 seconds, or with basically no time. So I'm leaning. I let it marinate a little bit, but no, I wasn't going to go down to Brock Purdy road.
I thought for sure.
No, I was not.
I did too.
So it's got to be Patrick Mahomes.
All right. I agree with you because we've seen him do it over and over and over again. But there is a new sheriff in town, and his name is Joe Burrow.
I knew you were going down that road.
Is Joe Burrow, and we have seen him do that. He is more than capable of going into Buffalo and winning that game. And he is nails in the final 2 minutes.
The only thing that worries me about Burrow is his offensive line. That's the only thing that
especially after last year.
Yeah.
Especially
they
that
just
Tennessee
lost
game.
2 more from last week.
Yeah. And he needs that protection. After 9 sacks in Tennessee, they won it.
That is correct.
On an interception.
Yes.
Rock, which way are you leaning? Jalen Hurts?
No, I'm not. It's Joe Burrow, of course. It really is. I mean, the kid is just he's a gamer.
3 minutes.
He's got. To me, I see a little Brett Favre in him.
Yep.
Gunslinger type of player. I like the guy a lot. You know, grew up and born in Athens, Ohio, and I'm pretty happy about that. Did I mention that Monty Ossenford is also Ohio University sports ad grad like myself? So it's good. The OU guys are making a name for themselves. I just wish I could. But anyway, Joe Burrow. I was going to go down I was going to pose the question. Take those 2 guys out because I think everybody's going to lean towards that.
Yes.
So just for the sake of having some fun here, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, not on your list.
Okay.
Of those guys, Daniel Jones, Dak Prescott, Jalen Hurts, Brock Purdy, Josh Allen, or Trevor Lawrence. Because you got to look at some of these guys who have not been there before.
Sure, right.
They can make a name for themselves.
Yes.
We could. Daniel Jones could be that next guy.
He could.
Trevor Lawrence could be that next guy.
Yep.
Brock, I don't know. I just don't know. I think the lights are going to be too bright.
The only one you really saw that was the Vegas game. We had to lead him down to it's tied up. He let him down 6 out of 10 on that last drive where Gould missed that. That's really the only thing we've seen in a 2-minute drive with that. But I'm
he hasn't been put in a situation where he needs to.
No, he hasn't had to.
Exactly.
Yeah. And my 1B would be Josh Allen. Just for what he's done.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's hard to bet against him
because of all the running quarterback. That's exactly right. That's right.
However, I'll give you a 1BA, and that would be
wait. What kind of alphabet are you? I mean, 1AB.
Because if it's 1, you already selected the first guy.
Okay.
Two.
So B, we already selected that guy. So A would be.
That's 2.
No. So it would be little A underneath because we're starting.
So you hit a tab and go A.
That is correct.
So you're a writer.
I'm setting the
So
tab.
you go 1,
Yep.
2,
Yep.
then 2A.
Yeah, that is correct.
Then not a 1A and 1. It's a 2.
No.
It's a 2A.
I'm going to pick after what I saw. I think Trevor Lawrence has a possibility to be that guy.
Like Dave McGinnis said in the first hour, second hour, he said, just go out and play.
Yeah,
we asked the question of both Danny White and Dave McGinnis. What advice you give a guy like a Brock Purdy?
Right.
Which could fall in the same category almost to Trevor Lawrence.
Exactly.
Trevor's got 1 year on him. And let's give Trevor a lot of credit. He's been in some big games in college at Clemson.
Yes.
Brock, Iowa State didn't have any big games like that.
Well, they won the Fiesta Bowl out here.
He's MVP of the Fiesta Bowl.
At Iowa State.
They
beat
played
Oregon.
46 games. You got to count
the
that.
Fiesta Bowl that year was not a semi. It wasn't a big game.
You got honored that Fiesta Bowl, Rock.
I wasn't there. It was COVID. That's true. That was the most screwed up thing.
Photo up there.
I'm sitting at a bar watching the game because of COVID.
Yep.
And the AD Jamie Pollard from
Iowa State
texts me and says, "Hey, I see your picture on the screen.
Yeah.
Where are you at? You're supposed to be waving at the 50-yard line."
And I'm texting Rock.
And I'm like, "Where am I at?" Because Manuch made the cut.
I was there.
I'm a freaking lead fundraiser, and I don't even get invited to the game. It's such a
I'm like, Rock, are you here?
I'm still mad at that.
I can understand.
Yeah. Well, Cardinals got their GM. Who's going to be their next head coach? Some big names have surfaced the past day and a half. Who does Howard Balzer think it's going to be? We'll ask him next. It's Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910.
Hey, Manuch, let's cut some promos.
This is the Parker and Sons weather.
Manuch, you there?
For all you
We're going to institute a thorough and exhaustive scouting process. We are going to turn over every stone to find the right players for this team. We are not just collecting talent, We're going to build a team. We're going to look for the right type of players.
Guys are hot.
Will not be tolerated in this organization.
That is Monty Ossenfort, the new general manager of the Arizona Cardinals, formerly the Titans director of player personnel, who replaces Steve Keim, who resigned earlier this month to focus on his health. And joining us now, Howard Balzer, to talk everything Cardinals, as he does each and every week with us. We're very fortunate to have him each week, a part of PHNX, go PHNX. And he joins us now on the right Twitter guest side. Howard, do you like the hire?
Yeah, I think that, listening to that, that cut, I think if you were able to compile a list of everything that GMs say to owners when they're interviewing for the job, don't you think that everybody would say exactly what he said?
Yeah.
But everybody I've talked to says, he's a quality, he's a quality personnel guy. He's, paid his dues, been in the business about, 22 years. But bottom line is now he's wearing the big boy shoes, and he's got to come in and build an entire front office of scouts and personnel executives and all those people. And keep in mind, he has to go with the guys that are on staff now through free agency and through the draft, because virtually all contracts in the NFL, assuming a lot of these guys for the Cardinals are under contract, most contracts, and I'm sure they are, most contracts go through May 1st. And so teams aren't letting guys leave in the middle of the process to go somewhere else, except in this unique situation where guys, moving for a top job. So bottom line is he's got to build that whole department.
Do you know if he interviewed for the Titans job? Because that just filled.
I think we lost him. I thought I heard it click.
All right. We'll try to get him back.
Yeah.
It's Howard Balzer talking about Monty Ossenfort with Howard Balzer. We'll get him back on. Look like we dropped him on a cell phone. I want to ask about that. And I'd like to know why Ian Cunningham, who Jay Glazer from Fox reported earlier today that he turned down the job initially with the Arizona Cardinals. I wonder why that was. Not that we really need to dive too deep in something like that. Who knows? Maybe don't want to work in Arizona. Maybe don't want there's some other opportunities. Maybe he was a finalist, which I was told, well, not told, I read that he was a finalist for the Titans job. You just don't know. It's easy for us as talking heads to speculate.
Correct.
Well, maybe they want to bring another guy in from the outside, let him bring his own staff on top of that, too. That's always part of that, too.
You mean this guy, Ian Cunningham, was not permitted to do that?
Well, I think that when you look at some of that, they're looking, okay, what's the old regime? Out with the old and with the new.
Balzer's back, guys.
Who knows when you look at something like that? Or maybe this guy, Ian, probably had more of a focused look that they want with the ownership.
Howard's back with us. Howard, I was asking you before we got cut off if you know if Monty interviewed for the Titans GM job.
Not to my knowledge, no. He was not on the list of the guys that they talked to. They did talk to the guy that was kind of above him in the chain, who was the vice president of player personnel, who was the guy who, by the way, was named the interim general manager when John Robinson was fired during the season. And so I'm sure the guy's a good personnel guy. I have no doubt about that. But I think everyone's going gaga about what was said on Tuesday. And I was said, I think it was after we got caught off, and Michael Bidwell said, I was struck by Monty's focus on trying to bring in people who are going to win games. Well, of course that's what you're focused on. That's what everybody is focused on. Now you got to go out and do it and build a staff, as I was mentioning. I mean, I counted this up, guys. This past season, the Cardinals have 10 personnel executives. I think a lot of people don't realize how many people there are. 10 personnel executives and 13 scouts. So that's a pretty big staff to build. And it doesn't mean that maybe some scouts will be retained, but a lot of GMs come in and bring in the guys they know and bring in their own guys. And so we'll see in time whether this one works, and we'll see in time if Michael Bidwell gives him the time. And a lot will depend, obviously, on the coach that comes in and the staff that coach builds. But this is not and Monty said it the other day, Tuesday. He said this is a huge challenge. This is a great opportunity, but it's hard to win in this league. And that's, I think, what some people forget sometimes. But, again, you can't overreact to a press conference. You just have to play it out and see what happens before anything can truly be judged.
Howard, I think the captain obvious comments by both Michael Bidwell and Monty Osford was basically the egos and the team and the culture. Now, we know that's a shot across the bow at Kyler Murray, and there's probably others that was directed to as well, too. I think from both of those mentioning that, clearly obvious that, hey, look, there's a new sheriff in town, and we're going to do it my way. Or I don't know if you give it the highway for Kyler or anybody else, but I think the message was loud and clear to hear from the owner and the new GM.
No doubt about it. And so how many others it was pointed to, who knows? But I'll tell you, I was around a lot of those guys all year and all training camp, and I was struck by, obviously the leadership of a lot of guys on this team. And Austin Ford pointed it out about his little talk with Buda Baker before the press conference on Tuesday. And then he talked of other guys. And Michael Bidwell said it. He said he talked to the leaders on this team about what needs to be done. So, I mean, you're always looking for those type of players that are about winning. And I think a lot, just because you don't win doesn't mean that you don't have players that are focused on winning. There's always going to be a certain amount of ego that people have, but yeah, you have to be a team guy. And I think that the Cardinals did a lot of that, over the last few years. This year it didn't result in winning. And so now they're changing to go, with a whole new regime, like you said. And, we'll see in 2-3 years whether it works. And the jury's out. And like I said, you can't overreact to a press conference. It's all what happens with the guys acquiring the talent and with the coaches tasked with coaching the talent that's provided them.
Howard, where are you right now on coaches' interviews? Everybody was talking so much about Sean Payton. We know he's interviewed with the Texans. We know he's interviewed with the Broncos. He's going to go to New York and interview with the owner of the Carolina Panthers, yet no interview has been set up yet with the Arizona Cardinals. Is that a concern, or is it a case in point where, okay, his price tag might be too high, so we're going in a different direction? How do you read it?
Yeah, I think that could be part of it. I was a little, in terms of the price tag, I was a little surprised that they went and hired the GM before they even talked to Sean Payton and to see what his vision for the organization was. I mean, you're getting a proven coach who knows how to win and knows how to develop quarterbacks, but we don't know what was said behind closed doors. You would think there was probably at least some conversations there, even though there wasn't an actual interview. So it does appear, at least, they're going in another direction. Does it mean that might change? It certainly could. But when you look at the people being interviewed, it's been mostly defensive-oriented guys. And then there's Frank Reich, who, of course, was fired last season as the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts. But I think, a pretty good coach. So, we'll see where this ends up. I think many people expect it to end up with Brian Flores because of the connection between Austin Fort and Flores. And I think that would be a pretty good hire. The bottom line, though, and the most important thing is, if that happens, or any defense-oriented coach comes in, who's going to be the offensive coordinator? And guys, every time when people go into interviews, they have this laid out of, here's the people I would want to hire, right? And I'm sure Brian Flores, Vance Joseph, Ejiro Evero from the Broncos, who they want to, interview, these defense-oriented guys, they'll come in and say, here's who I want to get as an offensive coordinator. The question is, can they get them? Is it going to be somebody that's been fired by another team? I don't necessarily think that's bad sometimes, because I think sometimes coordinators get fired just being made scapegoats for what happened with the team. I'll tell you, Greg Roman was fired today by the Baltimore Ravens, and he's been a big part of the development of Lamar Jackson. And that was one of the reasons that they went with Jackson, because of Greg Roman and what they felt he could build an offense around.
2 minutes.
Skill. And so, who knows? That might be a pretty good choice for the Cardinals and Kyler Murray. So that to me will almost be as big a hire as whoever they hire as head coach, as who comes in to be the offensive coordinator and the rest of the offensive staff.
Yeah, Howard, last one for you. With all the free agents, unrestricted and restricted free agents, a plethora of them, you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? So can they start to work on that now that their GM's in place, or you think they'll wait till they got that head coach in place and get his 2 cents worth on the free agents on this team?
Yeah, I would say probably with the coach, because you want to be sure that the coach's vision is being looked at and there's a collaboration. But some of them are. I mean, I don't know why any head coach, or whether he's defense or offense, wouldn't want Zach
1 minute.
or Byron Murphy Jr. or guys like that, assuming Murphy is healthy. And so, those things can be worked on. And there's you look at all those free agents, and a lot of those free agents are free agents because they were already playing under 1-year contracts to begin with, or there were guys that were signed because of all the injuries in training camp or during the season, and they had 1-year contracts. There's not that many names on there that you would look at and say, oh, that guy's a gotta have. That's someone that you want to bring back, because if they left, it would create another hole on the roster. And so I think those are guys that at least you could be having conversations with the agent, and then perhaps the coach signs off on it after meeting with these guys and all that. But there's still a lot of time between now and the middle of March when free agency begins. And I'm sure that those guys that are free agents, they're not guys that you would probably franchise tag and pay that kind of money to. And so, like I said, so there's still enough time now to be able to get those things done, because I wouldn't expect the hiring of the coach to last much longer than another week or two at the most.
So we call him MO? Is that, I saw in your piece at Go PHNX, is it MO or his nickname? Is that By the way, Howard, great piece right now up there at Go PHNX. You got to check it out. Go to gophnx.com. Great piece on Monty, everything about him and where he's come from and everything like that. Good stuff. So really good stuff.
Appreciate it, guys. And yeah, I was trying to think of a headline for some takeoff on Monty, and I didn't want to use the full Monty, and I just couldn't come up with anything else. So I figured, well, here's what his MO is. We know what Michael Bidwell's MO is.
Yeah.
And now the key will be what Monty's MO is.
Very good. Check it out. Also, you can follow him on Twitter, 8Balzer721. Howard, have a good weekend, buddy. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Take care. Talk to you next week.
You got it. Howard Balzer joining us. Coming up, our Learner Row 1 call. It's sad when you have a basketball team in town that's been struggling, and your 1 call has to take us back to a game-winning play by Cam Johnson over the Knicks last year. That's how bad it's gotten. We got to go to last year.
Back in the
for our 1 call. That's all. That's next. Thanks to Ben on that one. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
I-17 northbound after 7th Street, there's an accident sitting off right. Stop traffic from the 10 split. We also have stop and go traffic on the Loop 202 westbound from 32nd Street over to State Route 51, and an accident on State Route 51 northbound. This is near Glendale Avenue. That's a look at the roadways.
This report is sponsored by eBay Motors. You might not have the biggest garage on the block, but with eBay Motors, there's 122 million parts right at your fingertips, whatever you need. There's something that fits your vehicle. Air filters, tires, seat covers, and more. Get the right parts at the right prices. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Franklin Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
Tickets are on sale for the big game viewing event at Talking Stick Resort. This is the biggest year ever as Fox Sports 910's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B will host the big game in the Salt River Grand Ballroom. Tickets can be purchased only at Ticketmaster.com. Watch the big game with all your friends on the large TV screens. Take advantage of the food and drink specials. Win cash just for watching the game with their free $25 quarter squares, the free $100 propositions, and the big one, the kickoff progressive jackpot starting at $4,000, all of which will be given out. If that wasn't enough, special guests Bo Jackson and Doug Flutie. Tickets are $25 in advance and $35 at the door. Space is limited. Get your tickets now before they are all gone at Ticketmaster.com. It doesn't get any bigger than this. The big game viewing party at Talking Stick Resort. $25 tickets in advance, $35 at the door. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
What's all the huss about?
What's all the huss about? Jeff and Leah Huss on Scottsdale Blonde.
Scottsdale Blonde is a local favorite in all of your neighborhood watering holes. It's an Arizona staple.
It is a beer that is perfect for the Arizona weather.
You can drink it anywhere.
You can find Scottsdale Blonde at your local grocery store, retailers, and your favorite local beer shop. And as always, at findhussbeer.com.
Scottsdale Blonde. Hashtag bring the blonde because it's an Arizona thing. That's what the huss is about.
Smooth skin begins with hydrating ingredients. Olay Hyaluronic Body Lotion nourishes your skin with all-day hydration for deeply moisturized results that give you confidence like buttery soft shoulders like and visibly smooth skin like. Quench your skin with nourishing moisture from Olay Hyaluronic Body Lotion. Try Olay Hyaluronic Body Wash too and get skin your face will envy.
It's the Lerner and Rowe. One call, that's all. Call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
It'll still be a one-possession game, but the Suns will need a 3. Phoenix does not have any timeouts. Plenty of time to get it up court with 7 seconds to go. He missed it. Loose ball. Bridges has it. They got to go. It's Payne. Johnson for the win.
You guys are hot.
Time.
ESPN with the Lerner and Rowe. One call, that's all. Interact, need to check. Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. Always at lernerandrowe.com. Cam Johnson coming back tonight. That was the game winner against the Knicks last year. Hey, here's what's on tap tonight. Caps are in town to take on the Yotes. That'll be at 7 o'clock on Valley Sports Extra. USC at Arizona on the Pac-12 Network. Starts at 7. And Nets and Suns at 8 on TNT and Valley Sports. And UCLA in Tempe to take on the Sun Devils at 8:30 on FS1.
State 48 Roofing, it's your call question of the day. You just go to hashtag sexy roof status. If you're
How do you do that, Manuch? How would you go to hashtag sexy roof status? I always hear you do that when I'm not here. What do you mean by that?
Just hit the hashtag and sexy roof status.
Hit it? I mean, is it a button?
You just do it.
I mean, what do you mean? You do how it works?
That's exactly.
Jimmy B's big into Twitter because he always has to tell us breaking news whenever it happens, even though typically it's always a few hours late because I think he's on dial-up. On that little laptop of yours. What is that? What is that? It's a tablet?
It's an iPad, yeah.
Yeah. What year is that iPad?
That's circa 1995 when they first came out.
Can we show that on the YouTube and Twitter? And let's first show your phone.
What's wrong with my phone?
So the old StarTAC.
Yeah, that's
the old StarTAC.
Great phones at one
That's
time.
the best phone. I would rather have that phone than the phone I have now.
Damn straight.
Because that means you don't have to respond to emails right away. Because these days you get an email and 20 minutes later, did you get my email?
Yeah.
Like, I don't check my emails all the time, but they know you do because it's on your phone.
If you're money, Austin Fort, what do you look for first to fix? You go to at Roc and Manuch on Twitter.
You go what?
You go to at Roc and Manuch on Twitter.
You called me a rat.
You are, well, at times.
That's what you just said.
You go, is it your team offensive woes? Is it team defensive woes? Team cultural woes? Or is it team front office woes?
Boy, there's a lot of woes there.
All you got to do, just to kind of clarify everything, you go to Rock, you go at Roc and Manuch. That's ROCANDMANUCH.
As I was getting
to. It is brought to you by State 48 Roofing. If you want to find out more about State 48 Roofing, on Twitter,
yes,
you can, on the right-hand side, hit hashtag Sexy Roof Status. You don't hit it. You got to actually type it in.
Yes.
You actually find the hashtag on your laptop, on your keyboard, put that in, then write Sexy Roof Status, and then that's going to show you all the posts that State 48 Roofing
Like
has.
I was going to say, until I was rudely interrupted there.
You
hit the hashtag.
There is no hitting of anything.
Yeah, yes, there is.
There is not.
No, he's got a point. You can hit it on the post.
Yes.
You can just touch the Sexy Roof status.
That's not what he means.
That's what I'm going.
I think that's what he meant.
Okay, so here's the numbers. For
Remember who brought you into this.
You know the hashtag is.
Your salary.
Yeah, Tempe Cultural Woes, 53.3%. That's huge. Followed by Team Offensive Woes at 20%. And then you got to tie team defensive woes and team front office woes at 13.3%. You settled with that?
No,
too?
there's a lot of woes there.
Yeah, this team's got a lot of woes. It's very woeful. So hopefully the MO for the woes will be one Monty Austin for it to get it fixed. Hopefully.
Hey, can I tell my quick Doug Flutie story real quick before we leave?
As long as yes, but
yes.
Preface it by saying before you start the story,
yes,
say, can I drop this
2
on
minutes.
you guys?
Okay. Ready?
Yeah, go.
Hey, guys, can I drop this on you real fast? So
I need to give Jax some content for tomorrow's payback.
I figured as much. But I can tell
he's got
you
some
this.
good stuff for tomorrow.
Hey, stop interrupting Jimmy. Let Jimmy speak.
I'm sorry.
Because Doug Flutie is going to be one of our featured guests along with Bo Jackson. So what is Doug Flutie?
When is he coming on our show?
No, he's going to be at the casino with
Okay,
us.
so you got to let people know. So he's
going to be
right
at
now.
the casino. Yeah.
I love the fact that I've been in this business 20 years.
Yes.
Both of you guys combine over 100.
Oh, easy.
And I got to jump in and critique. That shouldn't be right. You guys, I'm supposed to be learning from you guys.
And it's not right.
You guys are my mentor.
Let him finish the story. And
Well,
then
you're not.
we'll
Jimmy
correct
B's
it.
a mentor.
Let me drop this on you.
There you go.
Flutie is the last NFL player ever to score an extra point by using a drop kick.
And how many points is that worth?
That's
30
1
seconds.
point.
That's 2 points.
It's 2 points with a drop kick, 1 point with
I
the
had to
extra
correct him
point.
too, Rock. That's okay.
No,
I'll feel bad.
but that's
Still a good story.
Yeah, it is. He is the last guy to do that. Did that for Bill Belichick in New England.
More Jimmy B storytelling tomorrow starting at 1. We'll be at Wright Toyota.
10.
We're going to thank our friends here at the Scottsdale Twin Peaks, Coors Light and Blue Moon. Football all weekend long here